And
San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Superchargers, charge.
and we are back
What
here.
color? Gay? I think that
Oh.
Philip Rivers is gay.
Well, outside of that, he had some mentally ill spurging. We are actually back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man podcast, episode 511. It's going to be another rendition of Saturday Smackdown. We actually do have a few topics that I actually want to cover today for videos, actually, because we have the Dr. Disrespect saga ending for right now until chat logs are ever revealed, and I doubt those are ever coming out because those would probably violate the actual court case the guy actually had potentially. But then again, this is the internet, so anything can happen basically. So,
I was gonna say, like, some way, somehow, someone's gonna get a hold of those chat logs and they're gonna get leaked regardless. I mean, it's bound to happen. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there is a non-disclosure agreement. I mean, random jackass will get a hold of them eventually.
This is the craziest thing that I'm thinking of this whole situation. It's like we're just now talking about the fallout of something that allegedly happened 7 years ago. So it's like, why is it like now? And now we're talking about like it just happened like in the last like week or two. It's like, oh no, this was like 2000, like 17.
Well, it happened 7 years ago. He was banned in 2020, supposedly for this same thing. But at the time we didn't know it was this said thing, and now it's coming out that this is the reason that he was banned for this back in 2020. So it's the whole situation is just weird. Like the timeline is just fucked up and all over the place.
It's just really weird because even when people beg and ask for proof, they finally get said proof. He literally says, "Hey, was I messaging this minor?" He says yes, and it leaned towards being a little inappropriate. And then people literally in their minds rationalize that as, well, we can't really define Yeah, because when dudes talk to women, we're like talking to them for the fucking good of our health. I think I'm talking to a girl to hear their damn opinions. Like, it's no. Like, people, okay, so the left has
he could have BS'd his way out of it by saying, "Oh, I didn't know that she was 17 at the time, and when I found out,
that's literally his only line of defense." Yeah,
exactly right. Like, I mean, but here's the problem: like, on one hand, you're still out by stepping out on your wife, which isn't going to help win you any fans just on that alone. Destroying your own marriage, destroying your own family on that. But it's like he found out that apparently it was like, okay, whatever, and then doubled down on it. And then here's another thing that I've noticed too, just real quick, is that so there's been a lot of people who I have noticed from the across the pond, let's call them the European section of this whole debate, and they're just sitting here listening to this whole thing like, oh, what's the big deal? She's 17, right? Because apparently in Europe, like the age of consent is like 16, right?
Yeah, in a lot of countries, like Switzerland, Paris, France, England, their age of consent, like across the board in all those countries, is literally 16.
So they're listening to this story and they're like, I don't see what the problem is. So it's like you got those people too who just
so my thing is, so if people aren't from here, I would understand why they would think that way. They have a different way of looking at culture in general. But you have people that literally read that live here in America that know like, hey, like this is kind of fucked up from how we look at things. They read that. He literally said out of his own mouth, obviously tweeting from his own phone, which is literally still him. He literally said things literally leaned inappropriate, and then people's actual defense was, "Well, we don't really know what that means." It's like,
what? No,
what do you think that means?
That means, some inappropriate shit happened. People just have a really weird way of sweeping for just creepy, crazy ass motherfuckers like this. It's the same thing that happened with Nick Rekieta. It doesn't matter how much despicable shit happened involving that guy. You still got people sweeping for him and trying to defend him. It's like, no, he's literally treating his family like shit. He's doing coke and just putting everybody in his family in fucking jeopardy. It's the same thing with Dr. Disrespect. They literally said that he was literally plotting to meet up with this minor at TwitchCon and do things with her. And now this thing comes out and he's like, inappropriate intent. But
because I thought he won the lawsuit that he didn't sex this person.
I think they said, I think they just settled out. I don't think he actually won anything.
So yeah, it was ruled as like no wrongdoing. So
Yeah.
because I have to bring up that Rolling Stone article because as everyone knows, we've been covering this and we're gonna close out on this chapter in a little bit, and then later on in the show we're gonna talk about Captain America's 4's budget that got revealed. And basically, let's just long story short before we get to that topic later in the show, it would literally need to make $1 billion.
$1 billion just to break even.
Break even,
Not to make a profit.
That just gets you out of the red. You're in the black, as they say it in bank terms. Actually, you know,
This is gonna be it's gonna be the biggest bomb they've ever put out. Oh my god!
Keep in mind, Captain America 4's budget is higher than Fast X's with an actual all-star cast.
It's bigger than Dune, isn't it? Isn't it bigger than Dune?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Dune's
We've talked about it.
320.
The movie was done like a year and a half ago. And
yeah,
they literally
tested so poorly, and look, the budget basically confirms at this point that they're reshooting the entire movie. Like, this isn't just like let's add a couple of scenes here and there. No, they're reshooting everything from scratch.
Do you know how stupid people are? People went, well, the budgets couldn't have ballooned. They have the budget. It's marked in the reshoots are like milk into the budget. Oh, okay, people. Nobody goes to work for free. When you do reshoots, you have to pay the people that do them. That means the directors, the producers, the stunt choreographers. No one just goes and does reshoots for free.
Not only that, like when they're talking about reshoots being baked into a budget, they mean like very minor reshoots. No one bakes into their budget that, hey, we're going to have to reshoot an entire movie because the first version absolutely sucked ass. Like that. That's not how Hollywood works.
The reshoots that people are baking in are like minor stuff. This is like industry standard stuff.
That's like sitting there and like adding like, audio like after the fact. So, I need you to clear up some couple lines like in post or something like that. It's like, it's not, hey, let's shoot this entire movie. Sorry, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, fucking. Remember people were like, "Oh, for that happened with Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2 had massive reshoots, and people were like, "How's it going to balloon the budget? It's already banked in." It's like, guys, you only get so much of that baking in. You probably get like 2 freebies max, maybe.
Imagine how Becky Lynch feels right now. She sold her soul to become a member of the Illuminati, and then all of that just to get a part in the Eternals that got cut. So you were in part of the worst MCU film ever, and it got cut. And you think to yourself, "Oh, at least my husband's going to get a role in the Captain America movie," then his role gets cut too.
Yeah, it's almost like you shouldn't sign up for some bullshit that probably not going to last. And dude, the thing is, I could have told you from the beginning, especially with the way that the MCU's been going, I could have told you the production of this movie was going to be a fucking disaster.
Well, it's not even just that. Like Disney, all across the board, it's just fundamentally a disaster right now. It's like as much as we talk about Star Wars is a very small portion of the problems going on in Disney. If you look at what's going on with Pixar, what's going on in ESPN, what's going on with Marvel, I mean, the whole thing is like on fire. And like I said, if you look at the future, I guess we can do this here in a bit, but if you look at the future, outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, which I'm sure is going to make money because people are actually excited about this film. Like, I get it. It's the first like Deadpool movie in the MCU. But outside of that film, all the television shows and all the movie projects they have lined up after that, there's not a single person that's excited about anything that's coming out in the MCU at all.
I can't name anybody I've talked to that's excited for Captain America 4. I can't name anybody I've talked to that's excited for fucking Thunderbolts. I mean, there's literally nothing coming after Deadpool and Wolverine that anyone is excited for.
No. I mean, the Captain America, Black Captain America movie without Chris Evans, and all the news about it is it's so bad we have to reshoot everything. So that's great word of mouth.
They released the first like promo images, I guess behind the scenes images for the Agatha show that they've been working on for feels like 5 years now.
I saw that. That looks. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I showed him to my cousin, and he's like, "My interest in that is just non-existent." I was like, "Yep."
Remember about a few weeks ago, the Marvel social media manager was editing the actual show's name, and then it just deleted everything, even though it wasn't even what the show was going to be called.
They changed the name of the show 3 times.
I think they changed it 4 times, actually.
Oh, I remember Captain America 4 was supposed to be out this year because McDonald's had already had the promotional material for it. So this movie's going to come out next year.
That one's been pushed back 3 times already.
Yeah. Like, goddamn, this, keep in mind, Captain America 4 is going to cost as much as the Avengers movies. Keep that in mind at this point now.
And they just can't stop taking L's. Like, I read an article this week that apparently now, since the director for Blade, the second director, I think, walked away from Blade. Now the rumor is that Mahershala Ali is happy, and the movie is just completely it's at risk of just being scrapped in general, which at this point is probably the best thing you can do.
Keep this in mind. They announced that movie in Comic-Con 2019. That was pre-COVID. They had him up there on stage, Hall H, be like, we got a Blade movie coming out. That was 5 years ago. And we're not even remotely close to even shooting this movie yet.
And Mahershala Ali is not getting any younger.
No.
I mean, what is he, like, in his 60s now?
No, he's like, I think he's like 52, 54 somewhere. But the time this movie comes out, he's going to be like in his mid-50s. You might as well have just did another movie with Wesley Snipes. I mean, Wesley Snipes ain't that much older. So it's like, what was even the point of like waiting through this time gap to be like, oh, we're going to get a new, fresh, young Blade. Well, he ain't new, fresh, and young anymore.
He's middle-aged Blade. There you go. Hey, guys, you want to see what a middle-aged vampire looks like? Here you go.
So here's what we have in the Rolodex for the MCU. Now, this is sans Deadpool and Wolverine. Well, let's be honest, the only reason why that movie has any buzz, like I said before, it's the first Deadpool MCU film. So that's the only reason why that has any buzz right now. Outside of that, Captain America 4, which is a mess. You have Thunderbolts, was an absolute dumpster fire. And then you have a series of Disney Plus shows, including Agatha All Along, which is 9 episodes, Eyes of Wakanda, a new animated Spider-Man show, Daredevil Born Again, which, keep in mind, is 18 episodes. They shot half of it and then reshot the entire thing because that direction was terrible as well. So that balloon is going to be that budget is going to be massive too. And then Ironheart. Let's not forget our old good buddy Ironheart, the character that everyone absolutely loves.
The fan favorite character.
Keep in mind, that one was also completely shot about a year ago, and then they delayed it because the quality is absolutely terrible. We can't release this because then our whole image is going to be absolutely shredded. So then what we have outside of that, the Fantastic Four movie with Pedro Pascal. I'm pretty sure everyone is enthralled with that film. Blade, which is an absolute mess. Then you have Avengers 5, which is supposed to be the Kang Dynasty, but Kang got arrested, so now we can't do Kang Dynasty anymore.
Kang was beating up women and is probably going to prison now.
Kang was doing Wayne Brady in Brooklyn with some white women there, so we have to correct that. So that was just called Avengers 5. So it's an Avengers movie that doesn't have a villain, doesn't have a title. It technically does not have an Avengers team because nobody even knows who's going to be the Avengers within 2 years for this film to even come out. And then Secret Wars, which it's slated to come out till 2027, maybe.
Yeah, because they pushed that back too, right?
Yep, they had to.
Yeah, it's just Marvel, like people think, like you said, people think Star Wars is a mess right now. Dude, I would make the argument that Marvel is in a much bigger slump than Star Wars is right now, man. Yeah, because
I mean,
I'll give Disney Star Wars this. At least they're being persistent as bullshit as their show. Yeah, as bullshit as their shows are and their products are, they're still pushing them out. While Marvel is struggling over here just to get specific projects off the ground. They can't make up their fucking minds about anything, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, with Disney, with Marvel, it's like, look, we all know that several years ago after Endgame, they thought to themselves, we have such a great cash cow here. No one's ever going to get tired of superhero properties. We're going to milk this thing for the next 10, 20 years, and it's going to be a hit after hit. Not realizing that after Endgame, the majority of the audience is like, okay, I'm done here. Like, I don't really need anything else. I got what I needed out of this. Like, the story's over.
I don't even think it was that, because the thing is, I remember after seeing Avengers Endgame, I was one of those guys that was like, well, I can't wait to see what they do next. I was still invested. I wanted to see what they were going to do when they announced Multiverse of Madness and stuff like Eternals. Dude, I was really excited.
Oh, no. Before that, you got in mind, before that, after Far From Home and Phase 3, after that, we had to, they announced that they're going to do all these shows because originally the shows were supposed to be for characters that basically people wouldn't have like gone to the theaters for. They're like self-contained stories that could have got what they needed to do for the characters in like a small way. But then people have to realize that they basically went like, well, more MCU is better. And at the time, it was the biggest thing. And then they come to realize, well, Kevin Feige and whoever runs the department at Disney, guys, I shit you not, this has been revealed by multiple sources. Good Lord, I can't believe how stupid people are. They thought they were so good at doing movies that they could do TV shows without showrunners. Their idea was, we'll just fix it in post. That might be the single dumbest fucking thing I have ever seen somebody do.
Let's just give Jessica Gao and a slew of unproven Rick and Morty writers their own show for 12 episodes. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, and the thing is, for me, like I said, I was excited for a lot of these projects because, you know, I've been following the MCU since, you know, I was a kid, way back when it started in 2008. I wanted to see where it was going to go next. To me, it seemed like after Endgame, that's when the quality of what the MCU used to be really started to drop off. I don't think it's necessarily, you know, people were just sick of, you know, superheroes. I think they were just, people really got tired of shit writing and shit products. And that's why people are turning their backs on the MCU. And I had a really good talk with my uncle, you know, a couple days ago. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, you could look at it in a way as this generation's Star Wars. And if you go back to the time when the prequels were coming out, there were a lot of fans of the original trilogy going, well, I don't like those movies. You know, I have my Star Wars, which is the original trilogy. And it seems like history's kind of repeating itself in a way where you have a lot of people who look back on those first three phases and they're like, you know what? That's my MCU. Everything else that kind of has happened afterwards doesn't exist in my book.
Well, the other thing to bring up is, like, yeah, I do agree with people that if the shows were good, it wouldn't have been that bad. But the thing is, we didn't live in that world, and people don't understand the reason why the MCU was as special as it was because we got it in very small doses here and there, 2 movies a year, nothing more than that. And if you start putting out so much more content for it, yeah. When you're thinking about it, like, in your head, you're like, man, more MCU, I can get, like, the smaller characters to have their own shit, and then I can, like, just focus on the bigger characters as well. 2 departments tackling 2 different things. But in reality, the reason why that can't work is because then if you spread yourself so thin on people that don't even understand how to do TV, like, then we're already in a fucking spot where we can't make it work. Like, people gotta keep in mind, they were doing shows without showrunners, and people are still wondering. And like, people are like, "Oh no, these shows are great. These shows are good." It's like, bro, these shows are terrible. Shows are like bad. They're like actually awful. Then, you have all that shit with Star Wars right now. I'm not even watching The Acolyte. I don't know how people can even stomach that shit. Like, lightsabers cutting your hair. Really? That's ridiculous. That's actually nonsense. So, when Nate comes back, we'll do the Dr. Disrespect topic, and then we'll do Captain America 4, everyone. And Michael says, yo, it's an Oreo cookie stream. Let's go. Good Lord. Good Lord. Michael, you are insane.
The lightsaber cutting hair thing wouldn't be so bad if it just made fucking sense. You know, when you think of a lightsaber, you're thinking of a hot fucking blade that can cut through anything. It can cut through people and leave scorch marks, but cut some fucking hair, and apparently there's nothing wrong with the hair.
Dude.
The Acolyte, I will say this. Episode 5 was the best episode of the show, but that does not mean the show is fucking great. I don't know. I want to say I'm looking forward to reviewing it when the whole thing's over, because I'm gonna wait until the whole thing is done and then talk about it. But
do you know what is the dumbest thing when these shows drop? People on Twitter, I swear, when they critique movies and shows, they might be single-handedly the dumbest people on this planet. They'll literally post an out-of-context fight scene that you have no idea how it happened, no reason why it started, you have no clue what the fuck's really going on with it. They're like, how can someone hate an entire show, but then look at this? It's like, okay, dumb fuck. I don't know if your brain works. Showing an out-of-context fight scene to people and then having that be the entire reason why someone should hate or dislike a show, you're stupid.
It takes more than flashy visuals and great fight choreography to make a good show.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because I've talked to some people already. They're like, what about that fight in episode 5? Yeah, the fight in episode 5 was cool. And, for people dogging on the helmet, there is a lore reason as to why it can short out lightsabers. But, I mean, the show and the writing is still not good. And we've had 5 episodes of shit writing and shit storytelling. One flashy fight with good fight choreography is not going to change the fact that the show is fundamentally dog shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This happens a lot with like really bad movies too. People will be like, "Well, my God, that fight scene was good." It's like that's cool. So one good thing out of like what a 2-hour film that means that shit is garbage.
I mean,
they think. I was gonna say they think like studio executives, right? So studio executives think that they're gonna put out this trailer of this like dog crap Star Wars show. But on the very last shot, what you're gonna see that lightsaber go zoom, and they think, "Oh my God, the fans are gonna mark out when they see this because it's a lightsaber." But it's like, no, that's not how it works.
Disney is actually like I think we talked about it on the Iron Stream one time. Disney has actually made lightsabers uncool. Like they somehow managed to take one of the coolest aspects of the Star Wars universe and make it the most uninteresting, just uncool thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the thing is, in episode 5, this Sith Master Apprentice, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he's cutting down Jedi left and right, at a very high speed. But apparently, apparently he can kill Jedi with a lightsaber here. But when you go back to Ahsoka and other shows, people getting stabbed through the chest with a lightsaber, they somehow still live through that.
Mm-hmm.
But they die here somehow.
People who get a giant hole like through their bodies, like they're fine. It's just a flesh wound. And it's just like even worst case like scenario. Even if by sheer act of God that you just managed to miss every vital organ in your body when something pierces through you, even though it's highly unlikely, right? You still risk, I don't know, gangrenous infection, having giant leaping gaping holes through your body. It's like you wouldn't last very long after that.
No, like I said, I like the fight choreography, and I think the fight overall is well executed in episode 5, but that still does not make up for the fucking horrible writing, the terrible story, and just the lack of vision that the Acolyte has.
I mean, the vision is that a bunch of lesbians got together and decided, let's make a Star Wars show for a bunch of lesbian non-binary people who aren't fans of Star Wars at all, who are never going to watch anything Star Wars related after the fact. But hey, we get to own the chuds on social media.
It's funny to me because it's almost like they went, well, we're getting a little tired of ruining Lucas's, canon. Why don't we just start ruining our own canon? Like the Acolyte actually betrays the canon that Disney set up themselves. It's actually pretty funny.
They probably did that not realizing it was their own canon because they just wanted to be subversive and destroy everything. And then somebody told them after the fact, no, that's ours. We did that. It's like it's literally like friendly fire. They're so stupid.
They shot themselves in the foot, quite literally.
It's like, oh, Nazis. It's like, no, it's ours.
Like, I just don't get it with people. People will like actually sim for the worst things. That lady, I saw a clip where she literally slit her hair and did a haircut with a lightsaber. You understand?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
What? Like, what?
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't work, one, because it's a lightsaber. Even if you cutting her hair, if you want to do that, that's cool. But the fact that you walk back onto screen and your hair is somehow magically okay, and it looks like you just took some fucking scissors and cut the shit. No, you cut that shit with a lightsaber. It's going to be noticed. It's going to be very noticeable what you did. And second of all, you're trying to impersonate your sister so you can go with Master Soul or whatever the fuck his name is. He's a Jedi Master. He should be able to pinpoint immediately that you are not who you say you are. But no, because we need the plot to happen, he just magically forgets that, oh, yeah, he's a Jedi and he should be able to sense that kind of shit.
But hey, as long as we have one good fight scene, that's all it is for fucking people that are like 5 years old in their mind still. Hey, as long as there's one good fight scene, that means that the entirety of the show is good. All 8 episodes are perfectly written and well-paced and all put together good for one good fight scene. And by good, I mean not good, but, for this show standard, good is hard, probably.
I've been very open about this. I've never really been a Star Wars fan. Like, it's just never really been my thing. That whole Star Wars and Star Trek, like, not my thing, right?
Yeah,
I was willing to give...
Fucking losers.
Can you
Oh,
have
but sports.
my movie collection, Tony? Nah, I need my Blu-rays, brother. I'm sorry.
But it's like, I tried to give the Disney stuff a chance. The Force Awakens came out. I didn't really love it, but I was like, I can want to see at least where this goes. So I was somewhat excited for The Last Jedi. And then Mr. Rian Johnson subverted all of our expectations, and then we just never recovered from that moment.
It's not even that he subverted them. He literally pissed on them, put a lighter on them, and lit that shit on fire.
Mhm.
Bro, that shit was terrible.
And then did the DX suck it chop over its dead body.
Did the DX suck it chop, and then as it was burning, decided to pour a whole jerry can on the already burning fire.
Well, all right, everyone.
So, real quick here, this is kind of a crazy development for you fight fans out there, but the UFC just changed the co-main event of tonight's show, which is already currently happening as we speak, because Brian Ortega showed up to the arena sick and could not fight. So the backup fighter had to show up to the arena and weigh in at 165. They'll allow a catch-up weight. So the co-main event of tonight's card has been changed literally in the last 10 minutes, and the co-main event is supposed to start in like 2 hours. So,
wow.
Yeah. I think this is the latest that a fight card, especially a fight card that was previously already given the green light, has been changed.
Wait, is this a pay-per-view?
Yes. So what happened was that tonight was supposed to be the return of Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was supposed to fight Michael Chandler tonight. However, for some odd reason, a couple of weeks ago, Conor backed out of the fight. We don't really know why he backed out. Now, Chael Sonnen says it's because that, he's been doing a little too much coke and booze, and he may be in rehab right now. But Conor kind of alluded to the fact that, he suffered a toe injury before the fight, and he just posted a picture of like a bruised toe and said that this is the reason why he had to back out. However, we don't really know where in between. All I know is that if Conor is in fact in rehab, it really wouldn't surprise me very much. By the way, Conor, not only is he possibly in rehab with a fight that's been delayed, but they just did a DLC for the Hitman video game where you can now kill Conor McGregor in 10 different ways.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
Yep.
Man, I bet people who paid for that pay-per-view are fucking pissed. I'm not gonna lie,
dude. Screw the people who paid for the pay-per-view. Imagine 2 months ago, you think, Conor McGregor is coming back. He's going to fight in Las Vegas. I'm going to set off time for work. I'm going to buy a hotel, buy a plane ticket, buy the actual ticket to the event, possibly spend up to about $5,000 on all of that combined, and then be told 2 weeks before the event, by the way, Conor's not showing up.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're right. Damn. L's across the board to those people.
Oh, yeah.
All right, MSK, what I know you said we were going to get to some topics. What's up?
Topics. Fresh hot topics off the grill. Like, how you grill? These topics are getting flipped over and mashed down.
Do you want to watch a little bit of how we can kill Conor McGregor and then the new Hitman game, just a little bit? Just for our own amusement. By the way, I was going to say they actually used his real voice. So this is his real voice. However, some of the animations is quite humorous. Not in a great way, but it is humorous.
To forego weapons in favor of hand-to-hand.
By the way, it is kind of amazing how the Hitman is just still going after like 20 plus years.
So
he just spiked the drink here.
Of course you are.
Oh my god.
Finally. You got my water.
Atlantide water, I believe.
Too fucking right. Hand it over.
With pleasure, sir.
Did McGregor... he's doing the voice line, so of course he signed off on this.
Well done, 47. Target has been eliminated. Find an exit. Your money is being transferred now.
Anyone find suspicious that the guy just died and the bartender just walk away?
Right? Is he going to shoot McGregor out of a cannon? No,
he's going to get in the octagon and get shot with a cannonball.
Oh, no. I was just joking. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. Cannonball murder, baby.
That is awesome. Oh, shit.
just vaporized Conor McGregor.
Just gone, reduced to atoms.
Mr. Timothy Quinn.
By the way, this is supposed to be some kind of like Illuminati party, which is why everything looks all weird. So it's literally an unsanctioned MMA Illuminati.
Wait, you can get in the octagon and fight Conor McGregor?
Yep.
That was awesome. Is this Hitman 1 or 2?
I think this might be 3. Isn't there like a third one?
Excuse me, sir, but who might you be?
Maybe?
I'm here on behalf of Mr. Quinn to invoke the right of
Oh,
second.
for fuck's sake, I was going light on it. I knew that little coward would show sooner or later. We'll slap the lips off this baldy bastard.
Manners, Mr. Disruptor. Well, it looks like Mr. Quinn has invoked the right of second. So, to fill his place, we have Mr. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Doe. Just Doe.
Yeah, you look like fucking dope.
Mr. Doe will take his place. Now,
So
let
what
the
is this?
fight
Just
begin.
Illuminati deals?
Any last wishes, baldy?
Yeah. Well, this particular so if you guys haven't played the updated Hitman game,
This is gonna hurt.
oh, I gotta play this.
Do you want memory?
I played the first one.
You know, you don't look the full shilling.
You are underestimated.
Time for the slap. Come on, don't just stand there. Fight me, Stretch.
You are all talk, no bite.
You could just kill him in the fucking octagon. That's awesome.
Yep.
Impressive punch, 47.
Target down,
eliminated.
47.
Head for an exit. Your money.
Yeah, so real quick, for those guys that haven't played the updated Hitman games, literally the storyline to this game is that there's a shadow government that has been revealed called Providence, and it's basically like 3 controlling families who run the entire world basically through like corporations and stuff like that. So the whole point of the game is that you have to reveal who all the Providence agents are and then shut them down from within inside your own shadow government. So it's basically like Illuminati versus like Knights Templar like nonsense going on there. So
Before we get to the 2 topics that we have tonight, there is something that I know society is gonna love to have read to him right now.
oh boy.
Oh, okay. So I on YouTube I have to enunciate these words because YouTube doesn't like these words, so I'll make sure to
Wait, suicide?
Okay, so there's an actual Reddit page called Off Yourself Watch. Not even kidding. This is how you know Reddit is trash. There's an actual page called Off Yourself Watch. And this guy's name is Honey G Bean. Okay. Okay. He says, if Trump wins the presidential election, I'm offing myself.
I mean, I think he says a lot more than that, but I think that's kind of the gist of what he's saying.
He says, hearing about what's going on in the debate is making me sick. I feel like I'm about to vomit. If Trump wins, Project 2025 and whatever else Republicans have planned will be the death of me. I'm Decepticon, queer, and disabled. That's a...
You're just the worst of all worlds, aren't you?
If he wins, life for me is going to be a fate worse than death.
These people act like Trump is going to go around trying to round people up and putting them in concentration camps.
Mhm.
It didn't happen the last time. It's not going to happen this time. Like, chill out.
Yep.
So instead, I've decided that if he does win, I'm just going to off myself. I don't know how.
I don't know how. What do you mean?
I don't know when exactly, but I'm going to off myself if Democrats lose. My rights are hanging in the balance between 2 white men. One of them is pretty neutral about it, and
I'm gonna find a big building. I'm gonna go on a big building. I'm gonna do a 2560 splash onto the concrete.
I'm gonna do a swanton press on the concrete.
Yeah.
He's gonna do multiple flips in the air.
I'm gonna do the greatest macho elbow drop of all time.
Bruh.
I'm gonna stone cold stun the concrete. There we go.
You know what? And remember
you know
Black Widow? Florence
Yeah.
Pugh's character was talking about the superhero landings. Hey, dude, just do a superhero landing off a skyscraper.
They just do a superhero landing and then just watch like every single imaginable bones that you didn't even know were in your body just collapse upon itself.
I'll tell you right now, this person's not going to do it. And for the simple reason that people who talk about doing this don't do it. If you're going to do it, you just do it. You know what I mean?
He said, my rights are hanging in the balance between two white men. One of them is pretty neutral about it, and the other wants to wipe my kind off the face of the effing planet.
It's like, so here's the thing here, right? There's so this is a perfect example of just how strong propaganda, not only in our country but in the world, actually is. Because for those who didn't see the debate this week, there were people who were legitimately baffled by the fact that Joe Biden looks like his brain was absolutely just full of mush, right? Because what they've been hearing through the news media and all these celebrities and on social media is like, oh, Joe Biden has never been as mentally sharp as he is now. He's way more there than Trump. Trump is completely unhinged and insane, but Biden, he's there. So then they put them both there on the stage, and Biden could not go like 1 minute without seeming like he was having a stroke every time he opened his mouth. And people were like, oh my God, that's Joe Biden. He's really that bad? It's like, yes. He's been this bad for like years. Like, how long?
Been living under a rock. Like,
how are you only just now finding out how mentally unwell Joe Biden is? We've been telling you this for at least 5 to 6 years, and everyone who's told you this, you'd be like, "Oh, that's just one of those Fox News conspiracy theories. I don't believe that." Now you're seeing it with your own two eyes.
It's like, what do you mean? Have you turned on the news? You can literally see it every time they put him in front of a podium. Like,
don't all these mentally ill people have Twitter? All these mentally ill people have Twitter. We've seen literally snippets and clips of him talking. It's bad. If you are actually surprised at that, you're retarded. You're actually an NPC. Literally. Okay,
bro. Even on Twitter, like you can find like several different clips of Joe Biden going like, then
and then we're gonna give him hell.
Vietnam, I told JFK that you need to watch out for corn pop. And so he's a Republican.
Remember, the only way to survive Hurricane Katrina is to get vaccinated.
What?
Oh, wait a minute.
Shit. Hold on a second. Whoa, hold up. Wait a minute. So, like,
I always said you couldn't trust those damn Japs and then the Pokemon with what they did at Pearl Harbor.
Goddamn Dragon Ball Z makers trying to ruin the West.
And the fact that Japan spends all their time, threatening South Korea, you just can't.
What?
And then Vivek Ramaswamy, he put out on Twitter that if you have been consuming media that has been telling you that Joe Biden was good and sharp, then you should question the media that you are consuming. Quite literally, if you haven't been living under a rock, you would know that Joe Biden's brain, I mean, let's be honest here, it's dementia. He deserves it. He's a piece of shit. This is what karma does to people. But literally, there's no way you should be surprised unless you are so far gone and being just a bot. You actually listen to the news media outlets when they told you he was okay. Then, not only after that, the debate ends and they'll just turn on his ass. They're like, you know what? We probably need a new candidate. No fucking shit. No, crazy, right?
Dude, because he was so bad a couple nights ago. He was so bad. They can't even gaslight the audience into believing that he's actually okay now. Like, he was that bad. Because normally he'd be like, oh, he embarrassed Trump last night. And the best that they've tried to twist this is like, oh, Joe Biden had a bad night, but so did Trump. He didn't have a good night. It's like, really? Like they're still trying. It's like, just at what point do you just give up? At what point do you just stop? It's like, if you're like lying to like your mother, claiming that you didn't eat like the last cookie and you're clearly caught, then at some point you just
but
give up
on your mouth and shit.
Oh,
bro,
dude.
like
the amount of copium I've seen.
There's like chocolate chips in your mouth.
Dude, the amount of copium I've seen on Facebook and Twitter is ridiculous. Like, there's literally people posted going, "Yeah, Biden totally owned Trump in that debate." Dude, there's literally video of Trump walking away from the debate. Looks completely normal. Yeah. But yet here's Joe Biden's wife trying to lead him off the stage like he's a dog and he's not wanting to leave.
I'll be honest here. If Kamala Harris or RFK Jr. stepped in, cool. At least that'd be someone who can literally cognitively have cohesive conversations in theory. That's not going to happen with Kamala Harris. She's stupid. But at least you'd be able to like talk back to this person, because it was so easy for Trump to win because Biden is literally not there.
No, he's not. Dude, they were literally in an auditorium with nobody there, and for half of the debate, he's just staring off into space. Nowhere. He doesn't, I could almost excuse it if there's people there and he's distracted, but there was nobody there, and he's just staring off into space like a fucking zombie.
Because he has dementia brain. He's just sitting there, it's like, oh my god, the pretty colors. And then like somebody has to literally like take notes, like walking off the stage.
Oh god.
Like, this dude is basically seeing like the fiery like depths right now. Like he's seeing like the flames come out of the ground. He's like, oh, this is where I go. It's like, no, Joe, come back.
I guarantee when his wife walked on the stage and grabbed him, he was like, no, not again. Please don't take me.
All right. He wants the genocide of queers. I can't fucking take this shit. The stress alone is making me
Who's telling them this? Who's telling them this? It's like, who's telling them that? Yeah,
they're literally making this up. It's not, dude. I swear. Dude, I swear, even the news media outlets aren't saying this. They're just making it up. They're that mentally deranged.
They think that like on inauguration night, Trump is gonna get like a machete and just go get the queers, and then it's like he's gonna run down jihad style and just start swiping the first person he sees.
Dude, he becomes president that night. He puts on a Jason mask and he has a sign killing all queers. Starting now.
All the Secret Service men that are behind him in the background, they're gonna rip off their tuxes and suits, and they got bulletproof vests on. They're gonna put freaking towels on their heads and whip out machine guns. All right, guys, let's hunt them down.
But it's like, what echo chambers are you guys in where you just come up with this just complete nonsense? It's like who's telling you this, right? And then they'll try to be like, oh, well, there's some people on the internet who are saying stuff like this, and they'll find like one egg Twitter account that has like 3 followers on there and be like, see, they're saying it.
Oh god. He says only death can save me from living this nightmare.
Pull up what Selena just posted.
And before we end this off, this podcast, I love this guy. This guy's awesome. He says, I already said I was voting for Trump. You don't have to sell it to me. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, but do the comment under his post. It says, they want the genocide of my kind, so I'm going to help them.
And then on her suicide note, it's gonna be Trump was responsible for my death.
Oh my god! These guys actually think.
Wait a minute! I can't. This person says this guy is literally gonna kill us all, and he's gonna help him out by doing that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction.
He'll never take. He's just standing. No, he's just standing at the top of the roof. The police are yelling up at him. You got so much to live for. They'll never take me alive.
Dude, like the Thanos meme is just coming stronger and stronger with every day that passes. Just like these people think that, oh, you Nazi, you're gonna try to kill me, but I'm gonna kill myself before you can kill me. You're like, I don't even know who you are.
Oh my god. Bro, that might have been the greatest fucking thread arguably I've ever read. Man, this person is like talking that Trump wants to, Hitler the gay people, which is not true. I repeat, that's not true. We're just joking about these. That's not true. And this guy's like, you know what? Let me just help out with that.
I mean, I'll say this. Not all of them believe.
10 out of 10.
I'll say this. Not
Excellent
all of them believe that, but the ones that do believe it, I mean, natural selection is a hell of a thing. That's all I'm going to say.
This guy, Galaxy Red, says, I'm trans, queer, and disabled. Yeah, I'm sure you are. Mentally ill person. These people are so obsessed with victimhood, it's ridiculous. That's really all it is. These people are just so obsessed with their fucking weird, cringe sexuality that it wraps their whole reality and warps their fucking perception of everything. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I honestly, when I see somebody saying stuff like that on Facebook or Twitter, I just don't even pay them any attention because they're just so deranged and unhinged. Just like, dude, if you would stop for a second and actually use your brain and think about what's coming out of your mouth, plus the effort and the time and resources it would take to even it would take to do something like that, it's not going to happen. And plus, I mean, Trump may be an asshole, but he's not that much of an asshole, dude. Like, stop.
When has Trump ever said anything about gay people in a negative light? Like, ever?
No.
He said he was going to ban gender affirming care in all the
For
states.
minors.
Yeah.
For minors.
Oh, Trump, the evil Nazi, is going to prevent me from mutilating myself. What an evil douchebag. Trump, the authoritarian dictator, is not going to allow me to cut my dick and tits off. I can't believe this man.
The authoritative dictator is not going to allow me to cut my son's junk off and change his name to Natalie. Oh, okay.
Well, if this authoritarian dictator won't let me cut my dick off, I might as well just kill myself. It's like, what? Like, do you ever like hear yourselves like run back and be like, oh, do I sound like the crazy person here? Because I sound like the crazy person here.
Do I sound mentally ill? Oh no, I'm the sane one here. Everybody else around me is the insane one.
Have you ever considered that possibly you may need to go into an institution? Have you ever thought about that? Is that something that...
Remember society, they closed down half of those.
I actually have an ex-friend who totally believes this. He's always posting how Trump's going to kill us all. Nice.
Remember when people... Remember a few years ago when people were pretending like Trump was going to get us nuked because of North Korea?
Biden has literally driven us to the point of almost being in World War III, but somehow Trump is the one that's going to kill us all.
Remember the wall thing? People thought he was going to come around and just start deporting you back to your country. It's like, you were born here. This is your country. What is wrong with you people? Oh my God.
They act like we were building a wall with like death lasers on the top. Now anytime any Mexican runs across the wall, they're just gonna get incinerated. Like, there won't be anything to save afterwards.
They
just turn into dust.
But these motherfuckers acting like they're gonna put miniaturized Death Star tech at the border.
All they're gonna hear in the background is that people getting vaporized. It's do 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 do.
Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, God, man.
Here's a little bit of a palate cleanser that I found pretty hilarious. You guys like Indian food, right? Indian food, like your best food. Well, you probably don't want Indian food from actual Indians because it's absolutely disgusting.
Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food.
What the fuck?
Go ahead, do what you do. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead.
The sink looks like it has been washed in 30 years.
Go ahead, wash your hand of my food.
He's just rubbing your hands like in the food that you eat.
Oh
no more. No,
it gets worse. It gets worse.
No,
you gotta bring it
please.
back up.
Please, mercy on my soul.
Go ahead, put your foot in my food. Go ahead, put your foot in my food.
No.
Go ahead, cut your food.
He's cutting the meat with his toenail.
Oh no! There's flies in that shit.
I don't give a fuck. Fly it up. Go ahead, bitch, fry it up. Cut the flies up. I don't give a fuck. Fry it up.
What
Get
the
bitch
fuck?
to lip tonight and get it flipped tonight.
So all you people out there being like, oh yeah, I sure love myself some Indian food. It tastes so great.
Hell
Like,
yeah, extra
Indian
flavor from the toenails.
I'm
All
just
that
gonna
dirt
go.
under them shits.
I'm just gonna go to my local Indian like restaurant and go. You're all monsters, fucking monsters.
Oh shit.
So the next time you go to an Indian restaurant and that health code score does not say anything short of 100, turn around and run away.
That shit literally said, wash your hands in the food.
Go ahead, put your foot in my food. Go ahead, put your
He was cutting it with his toenails. What is
cutting
he
the
doing?
meat with his big toe.
Oh
God.
I am physically, my heart is like aching with disgust.
Like you understand, if you did that in America, like health code inspectors would shoot you legally. They can shoot you.
There are some things worse than murder. That's one of them.
Oh God! He said, cutting the meat with my big toenail. That
The one he's cutting it with knives, and there's just flies crawling in and out of it. Oh my God!
Yeah, cutting over mangoes as like these giant like maggot infested flies are just swooping the ground. It's like, oh yeah, throw them in this movie too. It brings out the flavor of the mango.
Wait, hold on. Does that video have comments on it? I need the.
Oh, it absolutely does.
Bring up the comments.
Let
The
me
comment
bring it
section is
back up
probably
here.
gold.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Selena, if you're a germaphobe, you're the most tame germaphobe I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
It said maybe I'm not going to India. Oh, was he slicing meat with his toenail?
Yes, he was.
He was.
Has anyone studied the Indian immune system compared to the North American immune system? I would love to see the results. Pharmaceutical chemicals versus natural filth. Please tell me I didn't see this dude when it used his toenail as a deli slicer. Isn't part of their culture to be nasty?
So, wait. Where can I get a condom full of milk in Little Rock, Arkansas? Do they have Jeets there? I'm here till 4 p.m.
When bro started crip walking on the food, I was done. And then the ones that say that this food's okay are the same ones that the dogs kiss them in the mouth and look their own booty hole.
Oh, shit.
Why?
Oh, why? Why?
And now the world understands why there's so much public shitting in the streets.
Today's gonna be one of those
They
days.
shit in the streets and then they cook your food on top of the street.
On second thought, I'm not that hungry.
This guy says today's gonna be one of those days. He's just smoking a doobie.
He said, cutting food with toenails a devious activity. What country is this?
Foot slicer almost made me throw up. What the fuck?
I said, what's the best way to get instant diarrhea?
Jesus. Also, oh my fucking God, oh Lord.
Red-haired libertarian go up and she just says banger. That's it. What
the Desi toast slicer, let him cook. I think he's on the subject.
No.
Oh man.
Oh
I wish this was Apple Music.
Oh,
Just, I would never try a sample.
He needs to redo Dragon Chops so it don't get banned.
Don't break the rule. Cook it, peel it, or throw it away. Unless the food is hot, it will kill the germs. Unless you personally will peel it. Yeah, no. Or just not buy food from Indian people. That's another one thing. Yeah. It said, imagine taking a kick from this guy. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
That's the perfect reaction.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. I'm not gonna lie. That has to be the most disgusting, funniest thing we've ever probably laughed at on stream. The redheaded libertarian chick, all she said was just banger.
Certified hood classic.
Oh man.
Wow. Listening to Billy Bob talking is a true sleep aid. Oh, God.
Huh?
Well, outside of cutting meat with your big toenail, if I ever see that in a restaurant, I'm not gonna just lie. I'm gonna light that motherfucker on fire myself. I'll just do it for you.
You're gonna leave and come back with like 2 jerry cans and like 3 lighters.
Bro said, no wonder COVID was the problem in India. It never stood a chance.
People were dying, and now I know why.
Oh, shit. I swear the comment section for these videos are just gold. Richie, what's up, man? He says, imagine 1.4 trillion people live like that.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's
I
bad.
think someone said in the comment section, that's COVID-25.
It's COVID-25.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, God.
Hey, when you give COVID a rare candy.
I'm fucking done. I'm crying.
Shit. Please, no more. No more. Burn that country to the ground.
Oh, my stomach.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. Oh, no.
Gosh. Okay. We'll get to topics at some point. Yeah, India L.
Well, I mean, we already talked about Captain America 4, so that's 1 down, I guess.
No.
Bro said, no wonder Pakistan hate these niggas.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. No more, please.
Yeah, I'm fucking done. I'm so done.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
Oh, man.
Oh god.
Selena, if you're driving, I suggest you stop watching.
I suggest you pull over.
Crash.
But if you hit a black person, that's okay.
India's known for three things: dirty food, molesting white women, and shitting in the street.
Oh no. Oh shit.
God.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're parked.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
Shit. Wow.
That was great.
That must
What-
have been the
if-
best
if we-
video
if we
I've
can-
ever heard.
It's the worst and simultaneously the best thing I've seen all week.
We went from a trans person saying Trump was going to genocide us all to him basically saying that I'll help out with that. To an Indian guy basically cutting food
With
cutting
his
meat
toes.
with his big toenail like a slicer at
Like,
fast food restaurants.
his toenails are so hard they basically become like Wolverine claws.
He's just got adamantium toenails.
Dude, I saw dirt on them toenails.
I know.
Death.
Oh,
Death
was
to that whole country.
well, no, just death to that specific part of the country.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Oh jeez.
Actually, no. Everybody over there just needs to take a shower and it'll be all right.
That's not helping. That's not gonna help. Those people, dude, they think cows get reincarnated as people. There's no saving them.
No, I think you mean they think people get reincarnated into cows.
Even worse. That's even worse. Oh god.
This is what thousands of years of demon worship leads to, you guys. It's not worth it.
This is where worshiping Satan has got me, being a cow.
I can't believe that guy was slicing meat with his big toe like a machine at a fast food restaurant that slices cheese. That is the most disgusting thing that I probably have ever seen in my life. At least top 10 worthy. That is top 10 worthy. That's worse than that guy
All right.
that put his hands down his pants, sneezed, and then try to shake my hands. That's bad.
Society.
I mean, how dirt. I mean, in all honesty, like clean food might kill these people. Like it's not just for real. I'm not saying, like, when your immune system is that like used to like dirty, nasty food, like a clean burger might kill you.
Clean food might kill them. It just might be too much.
God, man.
Dude, you have homework now. Every time
Like,
before you come on one of these.
He just eats a steak that's like a cast iron grill, just dies. Like, what is this?
Oh shit.
Dude, before you come on one of these shows from now on, you have to find a clip like that we can all just laugh at for like 15 minutes straight.
This is worse than black
man.
people posting L's. And before
Yeah,
it
this is
was
way
ins
worse.
posting F's.
This is worse than black people washing their chicken with dishwashing soap.
Oh god. Oh shit.
Oh no.
And people think that country's great because you have arranged marriages. Yeah. Her mouth must not be good to put your tongue in.
Well, here's the thing. There's two separate parts of India. There's the Indian that's beautiful and it's got a bunch of beautiful women, and then there's that part of India. That's the part I never want to go to.
That part is painted with toenail dirt and shame. Nasty. That's
Well, if I'm
just
ever walking through the streets of India and I see all the toenail clippings on the ground, I know where they came from.
Jump in the ocean and just start saying, fuck it, I'm going home.
Just swim for it. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, now that we got that out of our system, I don't even know what to even say anymore. How do you transition from that?
How do you follow that up?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a tough one to top right there. Let's
Right.
just more videos. Just being discussed.
We somehow blew our wads halfway through the show, and we're not going to be able to recover.
Oh man, I'm a little lightheaded. I need a minute.
Oh god. Hey.
I fucking got
Can I at least match my own sandwich? Like,
it literally looks like shit in a bowl. Whoa, no! Stop!
Bro, that bowl looked like it hadn't been washed in like 30 years.
It
It has rust on there.
And he keeps pouring oil into it. You don't
That shit has
that much.
That shit has rust on it that's so old it's actually dark brown. They've not washed that pot in years.
Selena, if
gross.
you're eating it, then just stop eating.
mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
What the fuck?
well, this has been one of the episodes of this podcast of all time. We
This
talked.
is certainly an episode that happened.
we conversated. We watched videos.
We reacted.
We reacted and we laughed. Thanks, podcast. Thanks. God, fuck.
Bruh. Okay. Like,
I don't know what to
these
say
people need
anymore.
to be arrested.
What
These
happened?
people need to be arrested. Hold on.
Dude, this is the kind of shit that you get tried for. Like, dude, this might as well be a war crime.
He's making bread as rats are sitting there eating the bread that he's dealing for the customer.
Dude. What the fuck? Okay, I really don't want to go to India anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I might actually lose my fucking mind. This isn't what Aladdin promised it would be.
I mean, there's literally homeless people in America that are more cleanlier than in Indian street merchants. Let's just call them that because now we're on YouTube.
Oh man.
all right. 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Dr. Disrespect once again. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out my previous videos on Dr. Disrespect, from when the allegations surfaced to when he basically admitted to what had happened, now we've come full circle to this right here. So this is something that I want to say at the beginning part of this video because it is very important. So a lot of people, when he made that tweet where he basically self-admitted he did something very bad, a lot of people started just playing hard defense for this guy, going, well, we don't really know how inappropriate things got. We have to define inappropriate. It's like, wait, what? No, that's disgusting, people. That's gross, okay? Now,
Yeah, the sweep game for this guy has been pretty ridiculous.
then you had people saying, well, this girl was 17. First of all, we don't even know if that's true. That was just a made up number by people. It was like this weird Mandela effect thing. People just said the number and everyone just went with it. People have to factor in, if this happened when she was 17, that's also really bad. And if she's younger, because we know she wasn't over 18, that's even worse. This woman could have been younger. And this guy literally self-admitted, hey, I'll bring the tweet up for you guys right now. The most important part that everyone conveniently started tweeting for this guy. Okay, so he literally says this: were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. Why was he messaging her then? I'm pretty sure all us guys have messaged girls, obviously of age, and we started hitting on them, and things got a little flirty back and forth. Those intentions are to either have sex, or you meet up and have sex, or have fun. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Okay, see, this right here is disgusting and not in any way excusable. Too much in the direction of being inappropriate. Remember, this is with a minor, people. That is not good. And then the only thing that people said that could even be somewhat of an excusable defense for this guy, even though this is really, really bad, was that, well, what if he didn't know she was a minor? Okay, so yeah, that'd be the only defense, because if you actually didn't know that, you really can't fault somebody for some shit they didn't know. That is understandable. But nobody knew that. Remember, he never in this thread, in his big giant tweet, he never said, I was led on. He never said he didn't know the age, okay? All the stuff that people said that would be excusable defenses, like legitimate ones, he never mentioned that stuff. He never mentioned any of that. People were just making that up for him. All that. You know, I get it. Like, the left has had a fair share of fucking creepy weirdos. That doesn't mean we just start sweeping for this guy. Like, I'm just saying, like, he literally self-admitted what he got essentially banned for. Now, the Twitch employee talked about the, like, he was set. Okay, so it was proven in a court of law, essentially, that he didn't sext anybody. Okay, so that's like the other bad stuff. He didn't do that, but he did inappropriately talk to a minor, and the conversations leaned that way. Okay, that's also really bad itself. Okay, so he didn't go all the way. That's
the thing. What is inappropriate? Because that seems like there's a lot of things you can type into like inappropriate. Because look at it from this perspective, right?
Yeah.
Them just talking can be inappropriate, right? Because he's 40 years old and she's 17, so they can be talking about, like, you know, the latest episode of Big Bang Theory. You're like, so why are you talking to a minor about like a terrible television show, right? That could be viewed inappropriate in and of itself. Was he making any kind of sex-related jokes with this underage person, someone who probably should have been making jokes about? Is that what goes into like inappropriate? Was he just like going around like swearing up a storm, like there was like a Def Jam comedy like roast video or something like that? Like what is the inappropriate part? Because you're fessing up to something that, okay, I had contact with the 17-year-old, but if what you were doing clearly wasn't, you know, there was no problem with what you were doing, you would just come out and say it. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I was talking to like the 17-year-old, but look, I didn't say anything sexual, I didn't say anything inappropriate, like we just had like DM conversations back and forth, and that's it. Like, it seems like there's something in here that crossed a line at some way and form that he had to come out and make this statement like in the first place. Because if it truly was just like people just making a bigger deal out of it, he could have easily just said, hey, look, guys, I know what you guys are thinking. Nothing like that ever happened with this individual, and I can prove it. They're not doing that. So something happened here. A line was crossed at some point. So the question is, what was the line?
Keep in mind, all the stuff that people said that could be excuses for him that would be pretty much legitimate if he didn't know the age. He didn't mention any of that stuff. People just, I shit you people not. He made all of you guys who are watching this saw people make that up. We don't know the girl's age. That's made up. He himself admitted some inappropriate things did kind of happen. People said define inappropriate. Gee, I wonder what he was talking to this girl for, the good of his fucking health. I don't talk to women for their opinions. I'm just being honest here. You know?
Yeah.
Like, we're guys, we talk to women, obviously of age. We're not this guy. What do you think it leans towards? What do you guys think this was about?
It has to be something like sexual, right? Because here's what I think. Like, because here's the thing. There's a lot of people, and you see this a lot with like streamers and like people like YouTubers who like get big like really, really fast and become famous, and they have some conversations with people. Now, out of context, those conversations could be inappropriate, right? Like, for example, you can take some of the DMs that I've sent over the last several years and come to the conclusion that, oh, I may have said something racist or sexist or blah, 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 homophobic, whatever the case may be, right? Now, if these comments ever got released to the public, I would say, yeah, I said them, But it's like I'm not gonna like hide from like anything that I've said, right? There's nothing I've said in a DM that it ever got leaked. I'm gonna be like, oh, I never said anything like that. It's like, yeah, okay, I said it in the context of talking to an individual here. So it couldn't have been something like, oh, he said something that was offensive or something that was deemed offensive, and then that's the reason why he's in this whole conversation, right? Because you can play off like an offhand like comment every now and then. It's like, hey, look, I was just talking to somebody privately. I made a couple of comments.
Yeah,
people got offended by, but it's like it wasn't like I was trying to make it to a group of people. I was just this one person who I was talking to, right?
I want to make sure I point out in here, he could have literally said, hey, I didn't know this person's age and I was misled. He didn't mention that. People are thinking, those are key pieces of evidence that if this would happen to anybody else, you would mention, because those are key pieces of context. Context matters because it shapes how you would think about a situation. He doesn't mention any of that. Those are the most important things here, right? So then it came out from Slasher, a Rolling Stone article, and these are the best parts of it that I gathered because you have to kind of pay for Rolling Stone, and I'm not obviously doing that. So Dr. Disrespect knew the victim he was messaging was underage and indicated to them it was no problem. A former Twitch employee confirmed.
Now, here's the other question. They call this person a victim. Victim of what? Because a victim implies that there was a crime that took place. But if no one's alleging, like, what is this individual a victim of? Are they a victim of receiving inappropriate messages? What inappropriate messages are like? This is the problem. Like, there's a lot of vague language in between here, and I feel like that someone, I don't know if it's on Dr. Disrespect's side or Twitch's side, someone's upholding a very key piece of information here that would make this whole thing make far more sense. But because that reveal is going to hurt somebody, whether it's on Dr. Disrespect's camp or on Twitch's camp, nobody really wants to tell you the whole story, what truly happened here.
This thing is, Twitch is even worse. I hate people that are sweeping for Twitch right now. They're like, well, Twitch protected the victim. Yeah, by not telling everybody this guy inappropriately then messaged a minor for the latter of 4 years.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, let's not paint Twitch as the hero. They literally have a platform and like women have their tits out in front of like 3-year-olds. Let's not pretend like that somehow they're protecting minors in any way, shape, or form. Like that's definitely not what's happening here. They knew about this for several years and they held on to it until it was politically convenient for them to reveal it to the world so they can attempt to shape themselves somehow as the heroes of this story when we all know that they're clearly the villains.
If Twitch really cared about the victim, why in the world did they not put this out there? And keep in mind, Twitch even takes a bigger L than he does because they paid him out of his contract. Keep in mind. And yes, they found no wrongdoing. He didn't actually sext her and all that stuff, which is the actual other really bad stuff. So,
and paying, by the way, for legal reference here, paying someone out of their contract technically means that they didn't do that guy didn't do anything to violate the term of contract. If there's like in certain contracts, there is like conduct there that says that if you do like a certain thing, your contract can be voided with no fault whatsoever, right? So the fact that they paid him out, meaning that he didn't do anything that was like so egregious, they'd be like, nope, we can't have this. You're
remember, he got lawyers involved in everything, and the court determined it was no wrongdoing was the official ruling from the court. And it's like, what is going on here? It's like he self-admitted he did something pretty bad, which was getting inappropriate with a minor. Twitch is also at fault because they held on to this information for 4 years. And so right here, according to Slasher's report, Dr. Disrespect not only knew that he was talking to a minor, but his conversations with her got more explicit after learning her age. This is even worse, okay? Because everyone kept making up the age. Okay, so if she's actually even younger than this, that's even worse. That's actually even worse. That would be something I would go, okay, Twitch, you probably made the right decision. But why in the world did you pay him out of his contract? Like, I swear, these companies just love taking L's. Remember when Warner Brothers gave J.J. Abrams $150 million to basically produce The Influence of My Dad in My Life? Zero. Remember that? Why do these companies just take L's? Okay, Twitch, maybe you did something good there. Why did you pay him out? Why didn't you just fight this in court? I don't get it. Because obviously Twitch has no money because it was revealed from their CEO. They haven't been profitable since forever.
So it's like I said, what is the inappropriate act that he's been convicted of here? It's like, did he send this girl a dick pic? Like, did he make like some off-brand joke like about her body or something like that? Was he trying to get somewhere and then didn't go anywhere? Then kind of backed off? Like, what actually happened here?
So this was the main snippet from the article, and this was from a person that leaked the story but said he sexted the girl, which is not true. So take this for what you will. Says, and I quote, I recall that Dr. Disrespect was made aware by the individual that they were underage during the conversation. And do you know why that's really important? Whenever you have conversations with anybody, people, either they meet you later on in life or they meet you up front, they always ask your age. I don't think I've ever been in a conversation in my life where someone's not asked my age. That is like a common thing that happens.
And there's another thing, when you talk to enough adults, you kind of get a vibe when someone you're talking to is not of like the legal age. And they start making like references that are clearly for a younger generation. That's where you kind of go, how old are you? Like, you're talking about, yeah, when I was a kid, Spider-Man Homecoming came out. And it's like, wait, whoa,
wait a minute.
Whoa. After which he indicated that this was no problem and continued on. That's actually even creepier if this was true. That's actually even more disgusting that he knew and was like, you know what? I'll still do it. That's gross. That's disgusting. The former employee says there was no confusion. Messages sent after this was acknowledged were no less graphic in a sexually explicit nature than before. And I think more than the categorization of leaning too much in the direction of being inappropriate might indicate. So this person is implying they were even a little bit more sexually explicit, but that's not good. That's bad. This is terrible. So
I mean, you're just sending first of all, I this is kind of like a sidestep question here, guys. Why are you putting pictures of your drunk on the internet? When has that ever gone like well for you? Like, I know a lot of guys do this, and I don't understand why. It's like, you know that in some way, shape, or form, this is going to be used against you in a court of law, right? Do you understand? Like, this is exactly like what you're doing. Because it doesn't matter like what the case is. You guys can be completely consensual, but guess what? The second that she gets upset with you at any reason whatsoever, she's got plenty of pictures of your dick that she can send around to whoever the hell she wants. And now you have to see there be Mr. Embarrassed small junk guy for the rest of your life, even though you shouldn't have done that like in the first place. So it's like, yeah, please don't. That'll be my recommendation. Just don't do it.
Right.
I mean, look, you can BS your way out of a conversation that might have had some off-color comments or some off-color jokes. You can't BS your way out of a picture of your dick being on somebody's phone. Like, you can't do that.
Nate, did you want to say anything before we start doing closing thoughts on this topic?
I mean, I feel like we've talked about this to the moon and back when it comes to this guy. I mean, I got no sympathy for him. He did this to himself. He's a grown man who did this knowing he probably shouldn't have done this, and now he's trying to save his reputation, which, I mean, dude, your reputation's gone. I mean, you've been outed as a predator. You're a confirmed predator now, and there's literally nothing you can say or do that is going to make people change their minds about you. And the thing is, in a way, I don't feel bad because he got what he deserved. But when those DMs finally leak, and it's only a matter of time before they do. I mean, we haven't seen the last of this. This shit is only going to get much worse. It's going to get more wild. And he's on his way to being absolutely just erased from the internet forever over this shit.
Society, anything else you're going to say?
Well, I think I could play this for a second because I think with the context of what's happening with Dr. Disrespect, it's probably the worst possible time that he could have gotten exposed with a story like this, as the #1 song in the entire world just still happens to be a diss track about Drake being attracted to pedophiles or being attracted to the minors. So, of course, now people are making diss tracks with said song about Dr. Disrespect. So the things are only getting superiorly worse. Here you go.
Hey, disrespecting kids up on the beat. Oh, beat those trying to pick. 40-year-old man steady acting like a freak. Coat age and consent, you was operating beat low. The 2-time back to back, and now we smoking on your pad. Tell me how you is a dad, but you act like me. You going on vacation because you trying to.
Oh no.
Hella inspiration with your wife got no relations. You done fucked up, got a face and said it whispers in your basement. Think your brain need a replacement. You the doctor, obsessing over a kid like Mr. Crocker. Should have blocked her, but it's no matter. As a father, you would have felt that was your daughter. Caught you where you don't belong from among us. You the imposter, gaining sympathy. It's just a fail. Only map you'll be designing is that of your local jail. Someone call it. Up on the scale, get in touchy with your words, and I ain't talking about no braille. That's on God. Got a bulletproof vest, but you ain't ready for these shots. All these holes in your story like a fish where I crocs. You invested in SMP stocks, and you cheated on your wife with that kid on Roblox. I'm thinking with your head, only thinking with your crotch. You don't use dating apps, you use the comments on TikTok. 6 foot 8, you try to find a jack to climb up your beat side. Hey, thought you successful, so now you do it. Why you have to go pursue it? Had it all and then you blew it. Hey.
So his shades and hairdo on EDP.
Oh my god.
He a freaky ass streamer, he a Twitch whisper guy. Freaky ass streamer, he a Twitch whisper guy. Hey, run for your life. Tell me you say Dr. D. Dr. D. Don't touch me. Dr. D. Don't touch me. Hey, okay.
Don't touch me, bitch. That
Well,
was great.
My closing thoughts on this are, people got to stop doing that out there. Like, imagine this was your kid and someone basically admitted that things got inappropriate with them in multiple conversations and they were underage at the time. Like, that's just disgusting no matter what it is, honestly. Like, yes, when someone is confirmed to have done that, yeah, let's kind of like, I don't know, stop not sweet for them because that's just weird. That's just disgusting and weird.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, still to this day, even when doing the last video on this, we don't know her actual age. The number 17 was just made up in some sort of weird Mandela effect way for people to sweet for this guy. We don't actually know. She could have been younger at the time, which would have been even worse, actually.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing. You guys, and I'm not talking about like you two on the stream, I'm talking about you guys listening to this video. You guys need to stop idolizing these people, whether they're streamers, sports stars, celebrities, politicians, whatever the case may be, because you don't know who these people are. You don't know what they do behind closed doors. These people may be some of the most depraved, evil, sick people you've ever met in your entire life, but you're going to go to the lengths of the earth to defend this person because you like their streaming content or you like their Twitch channel or they made that one really good song that you listen to or, oh, I remember that guy from that movie that I like back in the day. Now he's a convicted pedophile. It's like, oh, that sucks. Like, stop idolizing these false prophets, these people from Hollywood, from stream, from entertainment, anyone who's propped up as a celebrity. Stop it, because you don't know anything about them. And when stuff like this does come out, then you're the one sitting there talking about, well, no, actually, based on the allegation, I think that he's still just stop. Just stop.
Yeah, and people like the last thing I'll say is people are like, man, cry. Beg for proof. They finally get it. He self-admits the thing that he did wrong. Even if it's not as bad as what the Twitch employee said, that's still horrible. That's still really bad.
Until he comes out and proves that the whole situation wasn't nearly as bad as everyone propped it out to be with some actual evidence, I mean, he's going to be suspect in the eyes of pretty much everyone moving forward here. Let's be very clear here.
And he said he's taking a break, and I'm like, yeah, you might want to take that break forever. I think you're canceled on the internet. Just saying.
If you're going to take a break, don't come back unless you have some evidence that exonerates you, or else people the Twitch break for the next several months.
And Twitch is the garbage platform, allowing e-thoughts to run rampant on their fucking platform just to promote OnlyFans to like minors too. That's also not good.
Like I said, the timing of this is just hilarious because it's basically like when the Kendrick Lamar was going at Drake, calling him a pedophile, and Drake responds by saying, "I never had sex with Millie Bobby Brown." It's like, bro, no one even mentioned her name. It's
no one even meant her.
It's like, what the fuck?
Even that was weird. Remember that situation where he was like, it was confirmed he was messaging Millie Bobby Brown when she was like 16. Like, dude, that's weird.
No, it was even worse. Like, she was like 14, 15 at the time, and he was like 30. So it was actually way worse than that.
But remember, he's allowed to still be around and not be canceled, but Dr. Disrespect gets canceled. It's like, come on, guys, we gotta keep an even playing field with that. That's weird. Why is he messaging her for?
Yeah.
But they just want, no, first of all, if you're that old.
Exactly. Just simple fact, why are you a 30-year-old like messaging like a 14-year-old, right? Or having a friendship with like a 14-year-old? It's like it's not like, you guys were in the Hollywood system and you worked on a television show together, so you got to know, like that's not what we're talking about here at all. You have no interconnection like whatsoever. Like, you're basically just a fan who crept into a 14-year-old girl's DMs when you were like,
it's disgusting, dude. It's actually gross. Well, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you're a returning viewer or a new viewer, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below and make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and I'm signing out, guys. Peace. Goodbye. Deuces. Oof. The fuck do you want?
I don't know. I'm just trying to wrangle a a little kitten, crime-fighting kitten that keeps wanting to hide underneath the fridge.
I was about to say when you skipped on that kitten part, it sounds like you said key, and I was like, look, that's way too close based on the topic we were just
Yeah, I
talking
know.
about. I was like, hold up.
No, my new little kitten has spent most of the day hiding out underneath the fridge. So I finally blocked the fridge off when I was finally able to coax him out. So now he's out and about a little bit more.
Here's how you solve the problem. You go to the store, you get some Raid for ants, and you just spray it all in the back of the refrigerator. Eventually he'll come out or not. But I mean, solve the problem one way or another.
No, I would caught the last of that topic. Yeah, he's done. That's all I'll say. He's done.
He's cooked. He's extremely cooked.
And to be fair, it was his own attempt at explaining the whole situation that really truly buried him. Because at the time, like I said, the only evidence we had was one former Twitch employee saying that, oh yeah, he was caught because of this whole reason. Let's be honest, there's a multitude of reasons why we probably shouldn't trust Twitch employees or things that they say. So in all honesty, if he had probably said nothing, like absolutely nothing, it would have been far better than what he actually tried to do by explaining himself and making the situation 1,000 times worse.
What does Dr. Disrespect and Riley have in common? They told on themselves.
Shit.
Try to serve a chord, and it's probably a minor.
Well, that's
Okay. Here was
really,
something.
I mean, because really, how old was Mint Salad when he started talking to her?
Wasn't she like 16?
That's a good question.
They said she got passed around at 6. I don't even want to think about that. That's disgusting.
Well,
That's
how
gross.
old is Riley anyway?
He's an ugly, fat, disgusting, homeless slob. His age doesn't matter. He's like, if you had it my way, fat and ugly would automatically mean like, the Hitler stuff.
Jesus.
I'm nice. I'm reformed.
Are you?
No. Kick streamer, Demi sucks, flames, lettuce, bacon, tomato community, viewer in chat. Your month is almost up and it's over for you. Back to the closet you go. Holy shit.
Jesus.
Like in real life fucking leprechaun, except you get no gold. You're broke. Shut your short ass up. The only leprechaun thing about you is the fact that you're 4'9", you get no gold, but you love the rainbow. You gay boy. Now shut your bitch ass up. Your month is almost coming up, and it's over for you. It's back to the closet you go.
She sounds pretty based.
Yeah.
I think I became a fan.
She sounds like she's 12.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, she's not wrong.
She's mentally 12. That's the difference.
Oh God. Oh, remember how there were some leftists that were saying like 14-year-olds can consent? I'm like, make sure I know your name to never hear anything you've ever just claw.
Look, that was the other aspect of this story that people really didn't talk about, and I was kind of like, okay, really. So the person who did this, I believe, was a part of the trans community, and it's like, okay, are we going to start like propping up the trans community as a protector of like underage, non-consenting minors? Because let's be honest, there's a lot of people in that community that's been involved with some shady stuff too. So I was like, maybe don't throw stones if you live in the glass house. Probably not the best idea.
Yeah, the gay community or the troon community, they were like, well, we always get like propped up as being like attacking kids and being pedos, and it's like, you guys dance naked in front of like 6-year-olds in drag shows. I wonder why people think you're weird and disgusting. I can only imagine. Who'd have thunk it, right?
Well, that's why the community is broken off, where they just have the LGBs community that broke away from the rest of the alphabet, because, well, the first 3 are sexual orientation, the rest are whatever. So they're even LGB is actually trying to distance themselves from the rest of the alphabet.
I hear that, and I know a lot of people keep saying that, but at the same time, it's like, look, I know you guys are trying to distance yourself from them now. You're still the ones who let them in the first place.
Yeah,
like,
you didn't gatekeep enough, and you let them in. And so now it's your guys' responsibility to kind of clean house.
It's the same. it's the same thing if like we mentioned this a couple nights ago too, where we're talking about like drill rap. Like you go back to like the foundation of like gangster rap of all like the Ice Cubes and the NWAs and the Eazy-E's and all this stuff. And here we are 30 years later, and now we're dealing with legit gang members trying to do rap with drill rap, talking about killing each other and actually murdering people. And now all the people, the gangster rap people, be like, "Oh, well, we have nothing to do with those people." It's like, well, you did kind of let them in, and then they idolized you for several years, and now here's where we are. So let's not pretend like your hands aren't completely clean in this whole situation.
Yeah. Right.
That's why I'm very pro gatekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more gatekeeping needed to occur, and unfortunately, it wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, I see gatekeeping is too nice of a term for me. It's like we need to like lock our place down like Gitmo. Like we need to have like razor wire on top of like the fences. We need to have like armed guards and searchlights. That way, if anyone gets like remotely close to our facility that looks shady, we can like shoot them from like an arm's length away before they even get to the gate. That's the only way.
Exercise castle doctrine.
Mm-hmm. this is where we have to have the terror lasers that just incinerate people that get close, and then when their people turn into dust, they'll eventually get learn the lesson that you probably stay away.
Yeah, but I just don't think they'd learn the lesson. I think they would still keep coming, and as their buddies keep getting fried by the laser, they'd send another wave. I don't think they'll learn.
Well,
it's almost like a Bart
Simpson. You have to get like a solar powered incineration laser, because that way you're being green while you're wiping away your enemies too. So it's kind of a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's like a little kid going up to the heat element on a stove, going, "Ow, ow, ow," and keep doing it over and over again.
It's like a kid sticking a fork in the electrical socket, getting shocked, and then picking the fork back up and sticking it in there again. It's like, did you not learn the first time?
Well, I think I took some of the energy away, so maybe the shock won't be as bad the second time.
Oh man. Speaking of good things to talk about, well, this one's not gonna be any better, honestly.
This one isn't any better.
1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Captain America 4, aka Captain America New World Order, but as they call it now, Captain America Brave New World. So this movie was announced after the finale of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, okay? Now, this has been a movie where it has gone through not only just name changes constantly, multiple reshoots, multiple test screenings, okay? Now, what I'm going to say here is going to go back to what I originally said about this movie in terms of the reshoots and test screenings. So back in the day, a movie called Deep Blue Sea had some test screenings, and people did not like the character of Susan, right? And it was so bad in test screenings that the fans of the movie at the time who saw the test screenings wanted her killed off, okay? Now, keep in mind, test screenings for a movie like Deep Blue Sea that came out good, and I really enjoyed that movie, ended up actually working out for it. But how many times have you watched a movie that has been confirmed to have bad test screenings ever turn out very good? This movie has had bad test screening after test screening after test screening. And the number one comments that people have made throughout all of them is that it's boring and the story's not good. The acting sucks. Man.
Let me give you just a little quick rundown of how this whole thing happened. So they shot the movie the first time, right? And then Test King was like, "Hey, yo, this show's ass." So they was like, "Okay, let's go ahead and fix some of the scenes with reshoots." And then they fixed some of the scenes with reshoots, and then test screening again. It's like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck? This shit's still ass." And there's like, "Oh, maybe we should just go in there and reshoot the entire film. Maybe that's our best course of action here." And the next thing you know, the budget is almost $400 million. So,
which we'll be getting into right now. So This is from, Fandom Wire. They got some good stuff every once in a while. This was the best one I could find for right now because, as you guys know, Captain America 4 is coming out in 2025. And this is a movie that is coming out in an MCU where basically after anything Deadpool, Wolverine, and potentially an Avengers movie is not going to probably be all that good. The MCU has been on a downward trajectory for quite some time at this point. And this movie's budget has been revealed, and I shit you people not. This movie has a bigger budget than Fast X, and Fast X had a cast of like Jason Momoa, Brie Larson, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris. This movie has just about the biggest budget as like the Force Awakens, Avengers movies. How in the world could you make profit off this? It has to make $1 billion just to break even. Break even. That means not making money. Okay, I want people to understand this about movies. When these studios are making a movie, breaking even means you lost. Whenever they hear my movie broke even, that is an L. Anyone that tries to make it sound like not an L, you are retarded and you should probably be aborted. You are stupid.
I want to put this kind of in perspective for those listening and watching at home. You can make Godzilla -1 42 times for the amount of budget that is taken to make Captain America 4. 42 times.
It just shows you the desperation of Disney to really not give up on this movie. I mean, at this point, as soon as they got into this reshoot, now they have to put it out to try to recruit something.
After this many reshoots, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Disney has, I'm not even joking, they legitimately have 5 Marvel projects right now that are in development that they probably arguably should have gotten rid of at this point. You have obviously this movie, you have the Blade movie, which is a disaster. Daredevil Born Again, the Disney Plus series, they had to reshoot the entire thing after shooting half of it. So that's another one.
Keep in mind, Kevin Feige walked in and said, "This is so bad." Started from scratch. It was that bad.
Scratch. Yeah. And they were already halfway done with shooting the entire thing. Ironheart is another one that's been in developmental hell. They actually finished shooting it, but it's so bad they can't release it without reshoot. So it's just
that's bad. That's horrible.
And they finished shooting Ironheart, I think, almost 2 years ago. That's how bad this whole thing is. So,
but nobody wants Ironheart. Like
absolutely nobody wants it, but they're going to give it to you anyway because that's just how they roll. And then this Agatha television show that sounded like a good idea 4 years ago when everyone was all in on the meme, and now they're trying to turn it into an actual show that people want to see, and they're realizing we got nothing here. We have quite literally a E-list Marvel character, and her co-star is Aubrey Plaza, and that's the show. 9
and people
episodes.
Wonder why these obscure characters don't do well because guys, these guys aren't even popular in comics. People don't have to understand. Generally, yes, you can give underrated characters some shine, but if you're at the point where you're giving D-list characters solo projects and you wonder why nobody watches, I could only wonder why. Man, when you start digging down the rabbit hole that far, you got nothing. Also, keep in mind, with Captain America 4, as people know, I think this was the only show that the MCU did somewhat okay was Falcon Winter Soldier. I didn't hate this show. It had issues with it, but I think it was the worst one they ever put out. I think personally to me, my own personal opinion, this is the best show that they had put out. But that's not saying much considering the rest of them are pretty much dog shit. But that's the problem too, is even in this, here I factor in, when they swapped Captain America from comics, right, to, become what Falcon was. Like Falcon became Captain America. People remember, they swapped that back. That all different Marvel stuff, they swapped that back. The MCU literally went, hey, we'll try out something in the comics people didn't like for the movies and see how they like it. Man, look how that worked. And yes, Harrison Ford, he is Red Hulk. The original guy, Thaddeus Ross, who was portrayed by William Hurt, he passed away. They recasted. Keep in mind, this is how shitty Disney is. They recasted William Hurt as Thaddeus Ross within like a month. But for Black Panther, we can't get a recast. They recasted him in less than a month, people. He had just passed away because the thing that people said was, well, T'Challa just passed away. You got to give it time. They didn't give this one time. The motherfucker just died within like a span of like 2 months. What? Just the amount of stupid decisions Disney's made, the amount of reshoots, test screenings. There's just no way this ends up being good. There's a world where they offer Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. a literal truckload of money to come back because, bruh, they ain't like making money off these characters. There's no character people are behind on in this franchise right now. Who's the biggest player? Spider-Man, and that's by another company.
Well, here's the other problem, right? The other problem is that movies aside, let's completely take that out of the picture. For the last 10, 15 years in the comic books, they've been propping up all of these characters that they were told for 10, 15 years are not popular. Nobody likes these characters. Nobody likes Ironheart. Nobody likes Black Captain America. Nobody likes Moon Girl. Nobody likes all these dog crap characters you guys are pushing in the comments. And what happened? It's like, oh, they spent years going, oh no, these Nazis on the internet are all wrong. Don't they know that Miss Marvel is on all the Amazon best seller lists? Look at all the Amazon lists and whatnot. So then what happened? They went ahead and made Miss Marvel into a character for not only Disney Plus, but the movies as well. And what happened? Miss Marvel, the Disney Plus series, the lowest drawing Disney Plus series out of all of them. What happened with the movie? Worst drawing MCU film ever. And now Iman Vellani, who played Miss Marvel, has absolutely no acting credits set up whatsoever outside of Miss Marvel because they hired her for one reason, and outside of her playing a version of Miss Marvel that objectively nobody likes, she has absolutely no career whatsoever in Hollywood.
Keep in mind, Miss Marvel's a comic book character. They've constantly rebooted her. I think it was last year or earlier this year. Remember that announcement? Even Discussing Film put it out because they do comic news more often now. Remember how they announced Miss Marvel was going to die in the comic books? Oh, I just want you guys to guess, did they bring her back? And yes, spoiler, yes, they did. They announced her dying. They gave her a fucking special issue or whatever. Then they announced that she was going to be returning as a mutant with a 4-issue miniseries that I guarantee you no one fucking talked about. And no one read that shit. I didn't read that shit. I wasn't interested. Just saying.
And it's clear that whole kill her off to make her a mutant is them trying to bring in the Fox Marvel universe with having X-Men with one of their own characters.
No way it makes profit with that kind of budget. Even Harrison Ford's Red Hulk can't save Captain America 4, as Disney reportedly spends Avengers level money on the movie. I want people to really understand, when you do a movie math and you're in this kind of stuff like I've been in for a very, very long time, the surface number you see a movie make is disingenuous. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of different factors how you make money when you're at a movie, okay? So, theaters take their cut. International costs. People might be like, what's international costs? International costs is when the movie gets released in like UK, Russia. You can't just put your movie in other people's territory for free. They obviously take their cut, you know?
And the international ones usually take a bigger cut than the American ones because the laws are a lot shiftier in those countries than they are here in the United States.
So let's use an example for a movie here. So when the media was reporting that Fast X, a movie with a budget of almost $400 million, took in $720 something million, and they said it made profit. Does that make sense to you guys? $300 million budgeted movies have to make $1 billion just to break even, but they reported that one had 720 and it made profit. They're lying to you. Stop believing them. They're fucking lying.
You know what the tell is when they're really lying? Because Fast X then came out on Peacock like literally a week after its theatrical release, which means that they needed that money because they lost so much of it.
Just saying.
That's
like,
why you can always
go ahead.
You can always tell how a movie's doing on how quickly it goes to video on demand. If it's on video demand within a week or 2 weeks, you know that movie is not making it in the box office, and now they need to get people watching it while it's still fresh and new.
Also, keep in mind, marketing budgets for big blockbuster tentpoles range from like 60 to like 120 million. That means this movie is not just $375 million. This is before marketing is factored in. Marketing is going to be at least $60 to $80 million. At least $60 million.
The rule of thumb has always been at least 2.5 times whatever the production budget is.
Yeah.
But then that was like kind of the old model, because since then we've had inflation screw up everything, the introduction of these streaming services, and kind of like the destruction of physical media too. So it's at the point now where it's probably even way, way worse than that. Now you probably have to go like 3, maybe 3.5. With some of these films now, with all the factors like going into it, because like I said, 375. Put it to you this way: we ran a story about 2 years ago about how Black Panther needed $1 billion because of all the reshoots and everything that was attached to that. Now, I believe the final number for that Black Panther movie was somewhere about 280. So if this movie is at 350, 375, and Black Panther needed to make $1 billion with all its costs, now you're talking about a film that probably has to make what 1.1, 1.2.
It basically has to make like $1 billion, $200 some million and change. And keep in mind, theater cuts, international theater costs, all that stuff goes into play. Only $1 billion box office business could prevent Anthony Mackie's Captain America 4 from making a loss for the studio.
I mean, the first Black Panther movie did $1.3 billion, and I think maybe they think that well, maybe if we just put another black person out there, the black people are going to go run out to the theater the same way. It's like there's so many things working against this film. First of all, it's a character that no one liked in the comic books, so that's a number one issue that you put all this money behind. Two, it's a Captain America movie without Captain America. You don't have Chris Evans attached to this project at all. Anthony Mackie is significantly less likable than Chris Evans. Now, Chris Evans has said some things too that kind of come off as dickish too. But people who are in the industry,
Captain America puts butts in seats. He's the box office draw.
I said he said some dickish things, but I mean, Anthony Mackie is kind of like open secret. The guy's a complete dick, right? I even showed you like the video of like him getting into it with the Falcons fan that one time, where he was calling him out because the Falcons fan was trolling him at a football game. It's like this guy has a notorious reputation of just being an asshole. So he's not a likable actor. He's not a likable character. There's really no other names attached to this that anyone will really truly care about. You're basically betting your entire future on this is that Black people are going to somehow go out there and support a Black Captain America movie that's going to have so much social engineering and social justice stroked into the storyline because it's a Black man representing America. We all know what that means, right? It's like, okay, good luck getting $1.3 billion worth of people into the movie theater to sit
Keep in mind,
for that.
remember, I want people to really understand this. Keep in mind, the media, and I don't typically agree with them, but they have pointed this out, that characters that people barely know about are hard to get people to be interested in to go actually pay money for. You know, people on the internet are like, well, that sounds like a really good idea. What are you, okay, so what sounds like a good idea versus what are you actually going to go to the theater and spend money on, okay? Now, to be fair, Captain America does have name value to it, but when people find out it's not Chris Evans Captain America, that after the opening weekend, numbers are going to tank. It's not the Captain America people remember. You know, that specific example doesn't technically apply to this one because it says Captain America. But when you watch because this thing, people are going to watch the trailers, right? Those trailers have millions and millions of views. They'll know it's not Chris Evans. And that's going to be a big problem is this movie is essentially going to basically die by word of mouth. If it's confirmed a piece of shit, well, it's done. If it's confirmed to be not as bad and okay, you might have some legs there. But remember, it won't make profit. The movie's budget is too big. The marketing is way too high. Even if it is considered like good by word of mouth, there's no way this film draws a audience big enough to make it over $1 billion. No way.
And what movie is going to get? Now, here's the thing, because there's two ways to look at this too. Now, genuine word of mouth, a film that's being shut down twice with test screens because it's so awful is not going to get genuine word of mouth. Now, when the film comes out, it may get like 90-something% on like Rotten Tomatoes, but that's only because the critics don't want to go against a movie that has a black lead and one of those, like they don't want to view like one of those alt-right Nazis. Like,
remember Black Panther dropped? Yeah, remember Black Panther dropped, and people were afraid to call it bad in their opinion or different their opinion because they thought they would be called racist. Like that, like it's crazy to think about. Imagine when this is going to come out in 2024. This is even worse now, actually. Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford, starring Captain America 4, is heading for big trouble after latest reports on its budget. The film has an Avengers-level budget of $350 to $375 million, according to reports.
That is just fucking nuts, dude.
At least $75 to $100 million of this budget comes from the extensive reshoots of a film, which is bad news for Kevin Feige's Marvel. Now, people have to factor in. This is something that people always keep talking about. Okay. When a film does reshoots, do you people generally think they're going to reshoot this film and get paid nothing? They're not doing this out of the goodness of their own hearts. They want to get paid. Yes, reshoots are baked into a film's budgets, but that is like for like minor shit that most films probably go through in general. This is not like reshooting an entire scene, an entire action scene where you have to bring back like the stunt guys, the set coordinators, and all that shit. Okay, it's not the same thing.
No, you don't bake into the cost of reshooting your entire movie because it's ass. Nobody bakes that into the cost
extensive
of
reshoots. They've made sure they've cleared extensive reshoots.
Nobody prepares me. Okay, don't worry, guys. We got to bake into the budget to shoot this movie twice.
Does anyone know where this is being shot?
I think it's in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I was going to say, if they were going to try to pull like they did with using the UK for its tax credits, would explain why they're trying to get the movie out, because to get the tax credits, they have to put the movie out.
Yeah.
Some fans got to see Anthony.
It's filming in Atlanta right now, so they're down there somewhere down there with reshoots and whatnot.
Some fans got to see Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson meeting Harrison Ford's President Thunderbolt and Ross in Captain America 4 at San Diego Comic-Con. However, the reports coming out from the film are not good news for Kevin Feige or Marvel. The film reportedly spent a budget of $350 to $375 million. The inflated budget comes after the extensive reshoots that were ordered after the film received terrible scores during test screening. Keep in mind, there have been multiple test screenings throughout the past couple of years for this movie. Okay, it's not just been one. In the film titled Brave New World, Sam Wilson looks to become a worthy successor of Steve Rogers, donning the Captain America mantle. Besides Ford and Mackie, the film will also star Liv Tyler, Sharia Haas, Tim Blake Nelson, Carl Lumbly, and Danny Ramirez. Julius Ona made a name for himself with critically acclaimed films like The Cloverfield Paradox and Lucy?
Which, by the way, The Cloverfield Paradox is one of the worst movies ever.
If you remember what happened with that one, they tricked people into thinking that it was a Cloverfield movie when it actually wasn't. That was a movie that they showed the trailer for during the Super Bowl and told people this movie is going to be available after the game. And people saw that movie because it had Cloverfield in it. Turned out it was a movie that was like a sci-fi movie that nobody wanted because it was terrible. And they decided, hey, it'd be a great marketing tactic if we put this on Netflix and call it the Cloverfield Paradise. And what they did is that they added a couple scenes in between there to make it seem like it was a Cloverfield movie. It was just a failed sci-fi movie that studio wanted to dump away. And they duped people into thinking, oh, yeah, this is Cloverfield.
The latter of which featured at the 2019 Sundance Festival. Keep in mind, if anybody that's a film fan says my movie got great reviews from a film festival, that means that movie's dog shit. However, he is clearly struggling to adapt when pulled into the Marvel scheme of things. Ona's film, Captain America Brave New World, was earlier delayed to February 2025 due to extensive reshoots. Before Harrison Ford and Anthony Mackie came back for the reshoots, the budget of this Marvel feature was already a whopping $275 million. The new reports coming from World of Real suggest that Disney put in a crazy amount of anywhere between 75 and 100 million for the reshoots. The final budget will therefore reach the $350 to $375 million mark. For comparison, it is almost the same budget as that of Avengers Infinity War or Avengers Endgame, both star-studded Marvel features. It is highly doubtful whether Mackie's new Cap or Ford's involvement as Red Hulk could bring fans rushing into the theaters. In the current scenario, $1 billion or $2 billion in the box office returns is a distant dream for a Marvel feature, with the exception of Deadpool and Wolverine. Dallin Mooson and Malcolm Spellman wrote the earlier drafts of the film, but their screenplay received negative scores during test screening. Matthew Orton, who wrote an episode of Moon Knight, was brought in to pen additional material. According to World of Real, Orton scrapped Mooson and Spellman's big chunk of screenplay and wrote some important scenes. The fact that they're hiring other Disney MCU writers to write on this movie, that even goes to show you that's not good either.
It's going to be a Frankenstein of a movie. It's going to be two different storylines trying to be pieced together.
Fans fear that the film is heading for a catastrophic disaster. All these troubles, including the reshoots and the inflated budget, are not painting a great picture for the film. Fans on X were not happy with the budget of Captain America Brave New World. One fan shared that the film couldn't possibly make any profit with this kind of massive budget. Another fan blamed the studio for such an inflated budget. One fan calculated that the film would need to do a business of $1 billion at the box office to break even. One fan shared that the budget was not surprising considering the constant reshoots. The fan deemed it a waste of money as the end product might not be that good. To recoup the budget and make a profit, another fan also agreed, sharing that $350 million was a lot of money to lose. Some of the fan reactions to read, so that those are all the fan reactions. Just go down through. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. This is awful. And keep in mind, MCU movies have not had a good track record of being good for a while outside of, like, what, Spider-Man 3 and people said Guardians 3.
Well,
and
ever since Endgame, the only film that I think it's done over $1 billion was
Just No Way
Spider-Man.
Home.
And you have to keep in mind, that was Sony. So Sony got the overwhelming majority of those profits. I think Marvel only got, like, what, 25% of the
If
profits
that.
for that film. So that was a Sony hit. So yeah, Marvel quite literally hasn't had one since Endgame. And that was 5 years ago.
At the San Diego Comic-Con in April, Kevin Feige appeared confident about the movie as he compared the film with one of the best Marvel movies out there. Feige shared that fans still talk about Captain America: The Winter Soldier because it is a relatively grounded action thriller via The Hollywood Reporter. He believed that the upcoming movie would also follow along the lines of the Russo brothers' 2014 flick.
Yeah, but Captain America: The Winter Soldier had competent writing, good characters, and a story that you could easily latch onto and be invested in.
Mhm.
This is just
And it had Captain America in it.
Yeah, this is just a Frankenstein of a film with somebody as the main star that is not even Captain America.
And also be released at a time when Marvel was starting to pick up and Marvel was starting to really make a name for itself. It's not surrounded by years of garbage.
Yes, like I said, the director of this, who's only hired because he's black and it's a black character, the Cloverfield Paradox and some movie called Loose that came out 5 years ago. Those are the only
Never
films
heard of
that he's directed. So, like I said, most people, he hasn't been, put it this way, he hasn't done anything that's actually good. There's 3 writers attached to this right now. You have Malcolm Spellman, who did the Winter Soldier Disney Plus show. As far as any actual movies that he's directed, the last one he did was Our Family Wedding, which is a romantic comedy from 2010. So he's responsible for that one. And then some other guy, Dylan Musum, who was also in that Falcon versus Winter Soldier. So they're basically hiring television writers to write a feature film that costs $375 million. And they somehow wonder why this whole thing is a disaster. I can't figure it out.
But
Like,
remember, but remember, when the movie comes out, it's somehow going to be our fault that the movie's bad.
Yeah. Maybe Anthony Mackie is going to do a rap video dissing his white haters because they didn't like.
Oh shit! Discourse.
It's like I said earlier, man. You know, like my uncle says about Star Wars. You know, I've got my Star Wars, you know, and that's all I need. I'm kind of the same way with Marvel at this point. I've got my Marvel MCU, you know, phases 1 through 3. I don't need any of this shit. Sorry.
In my canon, Thanos won with Infinity War.
Oh God!
Everything else after that's just been non-canon. It's not even acknowledged.
No, I'll throw Endgame in there. I like Endgame.
Well, just keep on coming up because we'll probably talk about this more on Tuesday. Marvel, I mean, it's been revealed that Marvel's going to go back to San Diego Comic-Con this year because obviously they have something to show, right? We really need to keep in mind they had a lot to show in 2022. A lot has changed since then, and then now they're coming back, and we're looking at them like, man, it has been an absolute train wreck since then.
Watch them show up to Comic-Con. They don't even announce anything. It's just Kevin Feige comes out on stage with a tombstone that has the words written on it that says Marvel 2008 to 2024.
Oh, shit. That would honestly be one of the greatest Comic-Con presentations ever if he ever did that.
It's a 5-second presentation. All those people showed up to see Kevin Feige. He was there for 5 seconds with a tombstone and he leaves.
You know, right now, comic book movies are so bad. We might as well just like set aside like $10-15 million. Let Xenoscope start making comic book movies at this point. They can't possibly be any worse than what else we're receiving right now. I mean, on the flip side, what else do you have? You have DC that's mortgaging its entire future on a James Gunn Superman movie, which means that if that film is not a smash hit, don't matter what he's doing over the next few years, it's all going to die.
It's kind of bad that Power Rangers has better storytelling at this point than the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
Digimon has better storytelling at this point. The Marvel said that the bar is low. The bar is way low.
The bar is really low.
Speaking of
the bar is almost a Little John song at this point.
When Nate mentioned Kevin Feige coming out, this man Kevin Feige is gonna walk on stage hall on the fucking podium and go, "Hey everyone, Captain America," and it's this fucking black guy. We're supposed to cheer like fucking seals. Bruh.
It would be funny if he actually did that. He came out, he said, "Hey everyone, Captain America, what do you think?" And it's just crickets chirping. Like nobody's saying anything or reacting.
Because that's the thing is, what are they gonna do? Because not even counting Captain America 4, Blade, Disaster, Fantastic Four, they casted a fucking female Silver Surfer from the comics, but let's be honest, no one gives a fuck. That's not Norrin Rad.
I didn't even know she was a thing until someone.
Nobody
told
did.
Me.
We all looked her up. Nobody did. We all looked her up. So yeah, guys, Captain America 4 is shipping it to be a fucking complete disaster. Yeah, I'm in the minority camp of liking that show, but like that show had a fair share of issues itself.
I like
and
it.
Come on, I want to say this: the suit change. Why did they change the suit? The suit in the show looked fine. It looked really good. They gave him some fucking suspenders and a fucking black shirt and some pants you can find at Walmart for like $20.
I guess once again they're trying to do the Winter Soldier thing of updating the suit, but the thing is, like you said, the suit in the show looked fine.
Looked great. Looked fine. Yeah. All right, Nate, what are your closing thoughts on Captain America 4 and the budget ballooning to be as bad as it is?
If it needs to make $1 billion to break even, if they're about to, I hate to break it to them, they're about to lose a whole lot of money because there's a lot of movies in Hollywood, not just Marvel movies, that have not even been grossing, anything. 200 million. They haven't been grossing
barely
anything.
Break even at this point now, people.
Deadpool and Wolverine is going to make money because people actually like Deadpool and Wolverine, but nobody gives a fuck about Falcon as Captain America. I'm sorry. Nobody gives a shit about him. And the fact that this movie is going through so many rewrites, production problems, as well as reshoots, it's going to be a fucking disaster, dude. I'm estimating that this movie's not even going to break 50 million on its opening weekend. Like nobody.
This movie might actually take in $300 million worldwide when it's over. It's all
I wouldn't even give him that. That's being nice. I'm telling you, nobody is tuning in to watch this. Nobody.
Dude, at this point, Kevin Feige should just come out to Hall H looking like a divorced dad. He just got cleaned out. It's like, just come out unshaven.
Dude, remember that?
Like,
remember that interview he had with THR when he said they're going to shorten down the output of the MCU between television and film? He said, "Well, I like being the underdog." You're fucking lying. That's what you were before and you got out of it, you lying piece of shit. What?
Hold on. Walter said, if you don't care about the movie, why complain about the budget? Because they're spending so much money on shit that nobody fucking wants. That's why.
We're calling out somebody else's bad decision. I know, breaking news.
We're calling out somebody's stupidity and bad life choices.
Well, that's the thing, though. Let's say, for some reason, people might end up liking the movie. Movies are subjective,
if they like
right?
it, fine.
But no, but that's the problem is if the movie comes out and it's good and people like it subjectively, person to person, it's a different experience for each person. You're not going to get any more of it. It doesn't make any money to justify making more of it.
No,
it's a failure either way.
And the release during the release, it is literally going to be completely front loaded, and the people that are going to see it are probably going to be there just to kind of look at the accident on the highway. They just want to see the damage. How bad it really is this going to be, and it's not going to have good word of mouth. Disney's hopes to get even anything near $1 billion on any new movie release, besides the only one that possibly might break $1 billion, being Deadpool and Wolverine. They're kidding themselves with allowing the continuation of them reshooting and spending more money on something that's never going to make back its budget.
Yeah. Because people keep wondering why these movies are failing. They're spending money on characters that nobody fucking knows. Now, Captain America, scared people know. We're talking about people know the white version of Captain America. That's the one they like. This one is
in this case, a secret Disney employee.
Jeez, I would get on my knees for all them hot ladies there. Just saying. But yeah, that's the thing, is this movie's gonna probably end up being a walking failure. The budget is too big to make any profit back. Because remember, these guys are doing this. Keep in mind, we have these movie discussions. These movies are made to make profit. God, like, we might like them, but they're making these to make money. Actual profit, not breaking even. The surface number you see is not how much money the studio gets. Okay, if anyone said that to you, they're retarded on levels that I
You
cannot
can't
comprehend.
buy strippers and cocaine with the money that this movie's gonna make. Let's put it that way.
No, they started using payment plans for their crack.
Oh no!
And
Oh
cocaine.
no! PayPal
You
paying
have
for
to
crack.
downgrade
PayPal,
to, like, Waffle House waitresses and like fentanyl. That's
They're gonna have to take out credit and loan. They're gonna have to take out loans from credit unions just to make
Credit unions? No, payday
They're
loan.
gonna have to
Payday
go to
loan.
they're gonna have to go to get lunch from those Indian restaurants we saw earlier in the show.
Specifically, the guy that was cutting meat with his toenails.
They're gonna have to start doing those commercials and being like, "It's my money and I need it now."
Oh gosh! All right, society. Anything else you want to say before we close out of this one?
No, I mean, Disney's toast, dude. Like, even in all honesty, this is something that I even forgot to bring up earlier. You know, Deadpool, right? The movie that we think is supposed to be. I mean, it's gonna be successful. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but that movie has 5 credited screenwriters. 5 people combined to write Deadpool and Wolverine. That's not even including the 2 guys who get, like, obviously the writing credits for creating the characters, right?
How many ghostwriters they hire, you know?
5 screenwriters for this movie, and that's the best thing that they have coming out in the next 5 years. This thing is cooked.
Yep. So yeah, that's my thoughts on, Captain America 4. As you guys heard throughout the video, I just have no hope they're going to produce a good movie. The last one that I even enjoyed was No Way Home. I thought Shang-Chi was okay, and by okay, that's like a 6 out of 10. It was like okay. Everything else after that was is bad. It's awful. I haven't seen Guardians 3 or Black Panther 2, so I can't speak to those.
You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything.
So, yeah, like, I just can't see a world that makes any money back. Like, guys, movies struggle to even break even now. The point where they're getting thrown on streaming services within like a week.
You know what we need in Hollywood now? And I've joked about this for a while, but I'm actually starting to gaslight myself into believing this is a great idea. We need salary caps in Hollywood now. It's like, you know what? You're capped at like $20 million for a film. If you go over, your film doesn't get made. Like that's where I believe the line should be now.
You know what's crazy? They actually have unions for that, but they never even at any point.
Think about it like this, because even the film costing almost $400 million, like what did they possibly spend $400 million on? There's no stars in this movie. Like, Anthony Mackie is the star of Captain America 4. It's not like you're paying like $50 million to Robert Downey Jr. or some others like Tom Cruise or something like that. It's Anthony Mackie, a bunch of television actors who are in like Disney Plus shows, and that's basically it.
I guess if you want to count Harrison Ford and Liv Tyler, but they are way past the point of being stars.
Yeah.
I mean, we hired a whole bunch of new people to be in the IRS. How are they not auditing Disney at this point, right? Because don't you think that there's something going on there, like behind the scenes? Like, how would you possibly spend $400 million on a movie starring Anthony Mackie? How?
I better see the best fucking action scenes in this movie if we got a $400 million budget.
I'm calling it right now. The action scenes in Ahsoka are probably better than the action scenes in this fucking movie, dude.
And with that said, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you are a returning viewer or a new viewer, please subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're signing out, guys. Peace. Goodbye. Damn, this movie's gonna be an absolute fucking train wreck.
It's gonna be more than a train. Like it's gonna be a nuclear bomb that's gonna reiterate fucking Chernobyl when the bomb goes off.
Could you imagine that after all of this, the movie comes out next year? If it comes out next year, and it only makes like $50 million its opening weekend, and
you're being too nice again. I don't even think it'll make $50 million. It'll probably be like Furiosa and only make like $10 million.
Okay, I remember the opening weekend for the Marvels was 37 to 39 million dollars. Opening weekend, people, these are front-loaded big blockbuster tentpoles. That means for that thing to even come close to even scratching away its budget, it would have had to have hit like $90 million. It got $37 million opening weekend.
And by and large, you can really tell how successful a movie is going to be on that opening weekend.
Yeah, word of mouth, front loaded. Yeah, yep. Hey, a white guy.
Yeah, once people realize the movie is dog AIDS, then they're gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna waste my time on this. So keep in mind.
Go ahead.
Go ahead real quick.
I was going to say that's why it's second week. We're always looking for that drop off. How big of a percentage of a drop off from week 1 to week 2 is there? That is extremely telling, because at that point, now you've seen if there was any word of mouth.
Yep. So for the record here, people, Disney decided that they were going to front load a $400 million adventure on this man. Here you go.
Look, one thing about it, when you're in Atlanta, I don't care if you're a celebrity, we're on the Avengers, you ain't welcome. Rise up, baby. Right, Anthony Mackie, show your face if you're going to rep the Saints in Atlanta. We don't want you. Rise up, baby. Let's go. Rise up.
You're disappointing your father. He raised you to be better than this.
Oh.
Be a better man.
Hey.
Be the best man that you can be.
Rise up, baby.
Be a better man.
Rise up.
You're disrespecting your father.
Rise up.
Your father's saying.
You disrespecting Atlanta. When you're in the A. You represent the A.
Sir, I'm sorry that your sperm turned out to be.
He's sorry he's an 8 fan. Rise up, baby. We don't want you. You ain't welcome. Rise up.
Can I ask a serious question?
That sounds like Iron if he was
that honestly supposed to be like a comedy skit?
No, so they were at a Falcons Saints game here in Atlanta a couple of years ago, and the guy who's obviously a Falcons fan trolled Mackie, who's a Saints fan. Okay. And the white guy's clearly just trolling him, but no, Mackie, because he has like no humor whatsoever, tried to get serious with the guy, and the guy's just like committed to character 100%, even better than Mackie, which is shocking enough. So.
I mean, look at all the. I mean, just look how butthurt he gets when Tom Holland's just poking fun at him. I mean,
oh yeah,
he's got a fucking ego that's about as fragile as like sandpaper, man. I mean, he's
like I said, everyone behind the scenes, both media and insiders, have made it emphatically clear that he is just a complete dick in real life. Like, there's not many people who like legitimately like that dude. And you know what's scary? You know what's really scary? It's well known Anthony Mackie is a dick. And somehow he's still more likable than Brie Larson. So how big of a bitch is Brie Larson?
Oh yeah, that's got to be bad. I don't know. I mean, when she did her own YouTube channel, and she really started to connect with people. She almost became a human. Almost. Oh no, no one watched. No one cared.
Nope.
And you could tell that it was working.
Walter says, so here's my question. What is your ideal budget for a Marvel movie? Well, the ideal budget for any movie is to make profit. So the ideal budget needs to be somewhere reasonable that even before marketing, this can be an actual success.
Yeah.
You
the
know,
movie needs No, go ahead.
Go ahead. They're fine.
I was just going to say the movie needs to be able to make its money back, and the fact that this movie needs to make $1 billion to break even, that's a little unreasonable, don't you fucking think?
Yeah, because the problem when it comes to like the budget quality movie discussion is two things. A movie being good to you is not synonymous with it being an actual success. Remember, the studios are making this to make money. They're not making this for the goodness of our own hearts. We know that, you know. So that's why both need to be generally talked about. You know, I could love a movie, but if it failed at the box office, it failed there. I mean, that's
the movie's got a $500 million budget. It must be good, right, guys?
Oh, shit.
Well, my idea behind it is the whole. I mean, if you want to rein it in, just go. Hey, you guys, you have $80 million to make a movie, and this is being generous. $80 million, and we will reserve $20 million for reshoots, and that's it. That's all you get. Nothing more than that.
The question should be, and we've had this question for years, why is it taking $250 million to produce these dog water mediocre superhero films like in the first place? Like, what are they actually spending this money on? Because what they claim is that the money is going to essentially the VFX team, all the special effects,
set pieces. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you can save money by actually doing practical effects and stop trying to create your movie in post-production where they, like, you guys remember the whole scene, what was it, that secret invasion where like Nick Fury is like sitting in the room that's supposed to be like in Russia. Now obviously, you know, you can get around with like creating an inside set and having like CGI on the outside, right? No, they actually CGI'd the set that they were on. So it wasn't even a real room he was sitting in. It was green screen. They green screened a small, like, you guys couldn't have built a small little set or borrow from somebody else's set out there on the Atlanta lot and just have him film that whole scene there. You have to do that in green screen as well.
Because we're soulless bastards and we'll take the cheap way out because we have no soul when we make.
Well, another thing to go into that kind of discussion is the problem is, okay, if the movie's $300 million, are you really getting $300 million worth of quality in that movie? If the budgets are that high, I expect a pretty good movie. Like, I'm sorry, if the movie's budget's that high, and I know it's that high, the quality of that money should reflect in the movie. It just should, you know? Because at that point, that is wasting money. Is it not? You know? If you're putting out if I'm giving someone $300 million to make a movie and it comes out looking potentially as shit as this might, I'm sorry, like, that's a failure, you know?
I mean, look at movies like The Northman. It was made with a budget that was significantly millions and millions of dollars lower than what this movie is supposed to be, but it looks like it was made with a budget of $300 million.
Like, Walter, my point I'm trying to get at is, regardless of the budget of these films, will be a failure because the film sucked. No. It's a failure both ways. The movie will be a failure financially, and it would be a failure to however you view the movie from a point that you view the movie at. You know, because there's the money aspect matters a lot too. Because if it's a financial disappointment, that is something to keep in mind. If like, hey, do we make more of this? Do we maybe on a sequel give less money? Those are important things to factor in.
Well, here's the example, because some people are already coming out with Deadpool and Wolverine saying it doesn't matter, it's already going to be a box office bomb. They're looking at it from the money aspect. The story could be very good and actually not be a bomb because of the movie itself. It just didn't make back its money because of how much they have spent on it.
Right.
So you can be, that's two different types of ways to consider a bomb. Because you're going to have those, we know some people that are going, well, it doesn't matter how much Deadpool and Wolverine makes, it's already going to be a bomb because it's got to make $1 billion. Well, yes, financially wise, it may not be a moneymaker, but even if it turns out $700, $800, $900 million, that's still really successful for a modern MCU film.
Yeah, there's just levels to this. Oh, and sorry, Walter, the second part of your question. Sorry. You save on marketing and great actors, but expect to turn a profit. That's the problem. Another thing to highlight there is how much money are they valuing movie actors now? Big stars aren't a draw anymore. You have to be a very specific person now to actually draw in stars, and that's why we said earlier they have to essentially offer less money to big name actors because they're not the draw anymore. Actor names don't draw in as much anymore. You have to be, it's a very specific person that can draw people in. Very specific, you know? So they have to either hire cheaper actors with acting talent, but that's not going to happen. They have to lessen the marketing budget, or they literally have to just pay the actors with name value less money. And they can't really do that because when someone has a large resume that commands a big price, they either take the price or they take a pay cut. And let's be honest here, they're probably not taking any pay cuts there. They want to get paid. And I really can't blame them if you have a career of something of longevity.
Yeah, they're not all Nicolas Cage.
Jeez. It's a financial failure because it sucks. No. It could be a financial failure because it didn't make enough money. That's why it's a financial failure.
Yeah, it could be a really good movie. It becomes let's say it's too niche of a movie. It can be very successful for its niche, but it didn't draw the command that it needed in the box office for numbers for financial. I think there's two different ways to rate what is considered a bomb.
Well, here's the thing. There used to be once upon a time, like let's say 25, 30 years ago, if your movie made $100 million at the box office, it was considered like a smash hit. Like that used to be Hollywood's gold standard, like $100 million. Now the budgets and everything, the cost of a film has ballooned to such an absurd degree. A movie can make $900 million and still lose money. So as a business, you have to ask yourself, how are we spending so much money on a movie that we made $900 million at the box office and we lost money? How does that even happen? The failure goes way before the film actually goes out in the movie theaters. You're setting yourself up to where if this does not make $1 billion, we're screwed. And that's the startup point that something's going wrong.
Oh, sorry. It's very rare that a great film is a financial failure. Well, that depends on which movie and which time period too, but I see your point. But a financial failure is almost always sucks. Well, it's how do I go through this? Like I would say the best way I've always described to people is personal enjoyment does not mean potentially a movie was a success. You know, like I might value that, you know, The Thing was a really, really great horror movie, and I love that movie. It's really awesome, but it failed essentially. You know, it didn't do well at all. That doesn't mean the Thing is bad, but it wasn't financially successful. You know, like a movie being a financial failure matters only to the studios. Like obviously to us, it technically doesn't because we're not spending the money in the movie. But from a business point of view, if it's a financial failure, why go through more of these movies then? These have been a financial failure for quite a bit of time now. I mean, let's look at BVS, for example. That was a financial failure. That what, like $860 million at the box office? That movie failed. The actual marketing budget attached to that movie and the actual budget itself needs $1 billion. You know, people might like BVS, but it didn't make enough money to be a success for the studio. You know, that's how I look at it. But hey, I might be a crazy, hot, rich, good-looking black guy, which is true.
Well, and with the current way of budgeting, they can't take into physical media sales anymore because they've gone and killed physical media. That used to be a big chunk of the after theatrical release money coming in. It's not there anymore. Now they're trying to do contracts for video on demand. But what does Disney do? It puts it on its own service. So they're not making any money.
Yeah, and Walter, I agree. A movie could be also a financial failure intrinsically because the movie is bad, right? So we'll use an example on Men in Black 4, right? Which would be a good example of your comment. The movie's a financial failure, and it also sucks. Those sometimes can tie in. But there's also instances where a movie is a financial failure and the movie's good, or it's a financial success and the movie sucks. I mean, Captain Marvel is literally a financial successful movie, but it sucks to us. You know, it made money to justify a sequel, but well, we saw how that played out actually. You know, so John, what's up, man? John, we got to do another one-on-one whenever you get free. I heard you have been very, very busy with life. You know, you left me like my dad actually. How could you? 1 sec. We'll be heading out of here in like another about 10, 15 minutes. I got to get some stuff done, which means I have to start, you know, texting women, you know. 1 second here. Hold on. You guys talk for a second. I got to reply to this guy.
What? So Uber Eats? Anyway. No, but overall, so we're getting closer and closer to the release of Deadpool Wolverine. We've now, I think, finally had its final teaser trailer, which I agree. Trailers nowadays are not what they need to be because they're giving too much of spoilers away in these trailers. Well, you want to know what? That could have been a nice release to see that Sabretooth was in the final movie, is going to be in the movie. That could have been a good release to happen while watching the movie, not in a trailer.
Yep.
And what's sad is that one cameo is probably going to last but like 5 seconds. not even joking.
Oh yeah, and it'll be a CGI fight.
I got to be honest with you, like there's a lot of hype behind this movie, but based on what I've seen out of all the trailers, I haven't seen any real indication that this film is going to be good, like at all. Like I think they're going to rely on making a bunch of references to the Fox universe and to the Disney deal and like all that stuff. But there's nothing really in the film itself that makes me think like, oh yeah, this is going to turn things around.
And here's the thing: a trailer is supposed to give you a faint idea about what the movie is going to be about. I can't even tell you what this movie is about. Or what I think it might be about.
Walter said, I guess as somebody that works with marketing practices regularly, I feel we're undervaluing the importance of strong marketing. Yeah, I don't think there's been strong marketing for a lot of movies for a long time. They've literally just relied on nostalgia, big name actors, and just the character name value, like bringing the people, which requires big monetary investments and brand ambassador like actors. I'm casually optimistic about Deadpool. Yeah, like I agree with you guys too. It's, we know it's going to be a potential financial success, but the movie itself, like, I don't know, like Deadpool 2, that movie really, Deadpool 2 was funny. I mean, I kind of only like Deadpool because he's comedy, but Deadpool 2's actual story is not good. That movie story stinks.
Yeah, Deadpool 2 is not a good movie. That was definitely a major step down. So it's like, not only are you worried about what they're going to do from this film, you have to kind of redeem yourself from the second one, because the second one wasn't really that good. Like, what was the best bit from the second one? Is that cameo of Brad Pitt like halfway during the movie? Like, that was honestly probably the best bit. Just like when they all jump out of the plane and just start dying one by one.
Yeah, I think they really improperly used Cable.
Yeah,
I really do, to bring him in, and good. I think Cable is a good character, but definitely more falling in towards an X-Men movie than a Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, they were trying to look for characters that wasn't in the Fox X-Men to put into a Deadpool movie. So go with a character that really has not been used or utilized, Cable. And they knew they were going to use Cable, because of their post-credit little teaser. They announced Cable way at the end of the first Deadpool movie.
Oh, I know a lot of people were talking. Did you guys hear about the Jim Lee commissions he was commanding? A lot of people were like, why is Jim Lee commanding this much for a commission? Because it's Jim fucking Lee? Also, it's capitalism too. Like, shocking. Guys, you don't have to buy them. Crazy, right? You don't have to buy them.
What, you don't?
You could literally go and find a cheap buttfuck artist on Tumblr if you really want those things. I don't know how to help people out with that. Jim Lee commands the rights.
Almost like breaking news, like alerts. Like that would be a great time.
I honestly didn't like Deadpool 2. Yeah, no, I like the comedy is good. It was funny. It's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable, funny, bad movie. I never saw Deadpool 1, so I really can't comment, because I think if people say they like Deadpool, I mean, it's all subjective. I don't care personally, but I don't have the biggest hopes that Deadpool Wolverine is going to be a good, well-written movie. Like it'll probably be one of those like good B-level, casual kind of movie funds, which is fine. The MCU's needed that for a long time, so.
But again, it's unfortunately got to make so much money back, because again, another MCU project that is way, way over budget.
For sure. And people like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are going to command a huge price tag. They just are. It's just what they have.
Yeah, because you have the Logan. Granted, you have the Logan fans and you have the Wade Wilson fans, and they are going. But you do have a portion of them that are going to intersect, that enjoy both of those characters. So trying to bring in the Deadpool fans with Wolverine fans, you're not gaining really any more audience.
Oh, we'll do this last thing before we head out. Man, that girl's vagina is shaved. What the heck?
Stop being degenerate.
Damn, that's no fun. I like Deadpool 1. I just thought it was a fun B movie. Was not something I look at the same. Yeah. That's all the MCU needs now. B-, B+, B-level movies. Get back in the start of that.
Yeah.
Remember that Brie Larson YouTube channel?
Like $50 million budgets rather than like $500 million. Like, start there and then maybe work your way back up.
Oh, she's canceling her YouTube channel? Oh, shocker.
Yeah, this is Brie Larson attempting to be a human.
Well, bye, bitch.
Hello, welcome to my channel. Yes, it's me, your friend Brie. How's 2022 going for you? Let's get back in there. Give this channel some life again. I want to take more seriously my fun. This is Brie's World 2022.
This is terrible.
She's a content creator, guy.
In with New Frontier.
Hello, fellow content creators.
I'm officially in fan lunch. I am in Paris.
Cheers, YouTube.
I am trying to
The category is
you've been
composting.
Gorgeous.
You've clicked on this video. Congratulations. You've started just like me. I'm cooking. Like this is happening. And now I'm going to give it a spin.
That's an India stove.
The fuck is that?
And then extended photo collection.
Now I got to figure out where these are going to go. So here we are.
I bought these for myself to make it feel like a fan bought them for me.
What is your favorite Britney song? Maybe Overprotected. Who's ever had such a good time digging through their own stuff?
It's in there.
Yes.
It's like literally
Thank you so much.
Hey, maybe instead of doing yoga,
You ever wake up in the morning and you're like, you know what I need?
Meat paste.
I never think that in the morning.
I can feel myself getting a hernia from watching this.
I don't know what I've watched for the last minute. It's just a collage of shit.
You're watching Brie Larson Jr.
What? I could have my own Bo Burnham Inside Special. I'm super curious to learn what you learned in this last year because I think there's a lot of knowledge in all of us and I'd love to share. As always, I hope that you feel happy and safe.
Fire your writers.
She is faking that personality so
Yeah,
hard.
and the moment she walked off camera, she was like, "Why the fuck did y'all make me say that?"
Just starts
She's,
throwing
she's throwing things at her writers.
Just starts throwing shit at people.
He starts calling her writers nappy-headed hoes.
Guarantee she said the N-word a few times. Guaranteed. Well, yeah, I think I probably watched the worst montage video I've ever seen in my life. That was just awful.
That was peak cinema, as the kids say.
I mean,
right?
if she's seriously canceling her YouTube channel, I mean, good riddance.
She could have did some good things with it. She could have got some Hollywood insight. No, we don't need that anymore. I think we have enough.
It would have been not to just give a little critique of it. If it had been a little bit more like handheld and her holding her own camera and stuff like that, or clearly just a tripod and her doing stuff, but it looks so produced. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like this is my reality TV show, even though it's scripted and I've got a camera crew behind there and got special lighting all up. And it's like, then it's so disingenuous.
Yeah. All right. We'll do outros and then we'll head out of here because I gotta get some stuff done. I gotta, bang my wife for a little bit. Gotta go have some sex. All right. Nate, what you got planned coming up this week that you want to shill to the audience? You clout chasing fuck.
No, I'm gonna continue streaming Baldur's Gate 3 live. I'm also gonna continue recording videos for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I'm still working on the first 2 videos. I'm actually putting a lot more editing effort into these than I originally thought I was going to, so I hope they turn out all right. And then, of course, next week we are going to be launching Curse of Strahd, the D&D 5e module live on my channel, which Tiny's going to be there, Strider's going to be there, Darno's going to be there, and maybe some other people that you really didn't think would be into this stuff. But it's really panning out to be a good time, and I hope to see everybody there.
Rubbing in the fact that Tiny's going to be on your little thing while she's not here tonight on MSK show, just elbowing it right in his face.
And this is
I'm going to have some fun with Tiny tonight. It's such a shame you couldn't be here.
Just right, dig that in.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, Tiny, she was like, I love MSK more than Nate. I love getting BBC'd out. It's just the usual stuff. What?
Somebody clip it quickly.
I never said that. It's all hearsay. Allegedly.
Clip it. WZ, you have a job. Do it.
Oklahoma orders all public schools to teach the Bible effectively immediately. Any teacher who refuses could lose their license.
Ha! W school.
Melanie Max says, truth isn't subjective. The Bible is truth. Therefore, I support teaching the Bible in schools. Anything to counter this is simply incorrect. This guy says, anyone that agrees with this indoctrinates children and have zero shame of it. Pure evil.
Oh, but it's okay. It's okay when I chop my kid's dick off and change his name and try to give him pronouns.
It's okay when your non-binary second grade teacher has like pride flags and trans flags all over her classroom to the point where the kids like can't even see like where the actual like whiteboard is.
But a Bible
that's because our religion. Oh, that's because our religion's not a religion. I don't know what you're talking about.
But a Bible that teaches morals and values, oh no, that's sacrilege. We can't have that.
Emerald, what you got planned coming up?
Continuing to tame and train the new crime-fighting kitten. So, not a whole lot.
What did I tell you about getting all that pussy? God damn it, man.
Two's enough.
True. 2 women are better than one. That's for sure.
Oh, no. Just so you're aware, I am talking about actual cats.
Oh, yeah. Yes, true. Yes. Society, what you got planned besides being black?
That's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Just being black.
Tomorrow, we're going to be wrapping up our Pride Month series on the Bible lens. We're going to be talking about how Christians should be witnessing to the LGBTQ community. So after we have exposed a lot of things going on there, how do we turn people to go to Christ so that they don't burn in hell for all eternity? That's literally the game plan for tomorrow night's show. Tuesday, we will be talking about more stuff that's going on in the world of entertainment on the Bar Room. Then this Friday night, we're doing a special Friday night movie club talking about the movie Maxine, which I actually hope doesn't suck because it would be very, very bad.
Hey, I really liked X and Pearl, so I got really high hopes for Maxine.
Pearl is very, very good. X not so much. It's not bad. It's just that I didn't really like it nearly as much as I like Pearl. But yeah, let's hope that
Society saw titties and was like,
no, it wasn't even that. It's just that I absolutely despise Jenna Ortega's character in that film, and like even like her death did not satisfy me like whatsoever.
She was so useless in Pearl.
Did you laugh when she got her there? Did you laugh when she got her whole arm slammed in on the door and shit?
No, I love when she got killed. That was the funniest shit ever. And she was like, "Oh my god, this is happening!" I just fucking took a shotgun and blasted her brains out. That shit was hilarious.
Here's another thing, just real quick. So she's also going to be in the Beetlejuice reboot that they're doing here in a few weeks. Just found out today that movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Beetlejuice 2. Why? Well, in what world does Beetlejuice justify being nearly 3 hours long?
I mean, the first original one just like 90 minutes.
Yeah, it was like an hour and 30 minutes. Like
2 hours and 45. Are you kidding me? They think that, Jenna Ortega's a star because everyone loved her in Wednesday. Bullshit.
I mean, I like Jenna Ortega as an actress, but 2 hours and 45 minutes? God.
Oh, Lord.
I don't like her that much.
like we're getting to a point, like you mentioned, where how much value do you place on a Hollywood star's name to be a box office draw? That has to factor in. Keep this in mind. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the biggest movie star in the world, allegedly, as the media says. His Black Adam movie couldn't even take in $400 million.
That's because Black Adam was shit.
Keep in mind, we're in a bad spot. All right, so Cloud9 Podcast VODs getting uploaded to Rumble. New episodes of the Iron Man Podcast and Cloud9 Podcast getting uploaded to the podcasting platforms. YuGiOh channel starting very soon. Gaming channel starting very soon. And putting out pre-recorded content we've been doing on the Iron Man Podcast as videos for the main channel. We were getting closer to 1,000 subs, but people chose to unsub today, so I gotta keep putting in the work.
They chose to unsub. Oh no, I wonder what you did.
I didn't do anything. I'm an awesome guy.
You clearly did something.
Yeah.
Probably because we did those Dr. Disrespect videos and we said he admitted the truth. People were like, "Oh no, he's too base for me."
Yep. Some people will subscribe to you, unsubscribe to you over the dumbest shit, brother. Trust me.
Yeah, like people have been like, "Man, you're like a great guy," and then they watch one video, they're like, "Dude, I can't support this anymore." Like,
you are an incel, and I will not support this type of community.
Dude, I've literally posted movie reviews where someone will go, "Yeah, I agree with everything you said," and then I do another review for a whole nother movie, and they're like, "You're a fucking idiot. You don't know anything about dissecting movies." It's okay, Jesus Christ. Unsubscribe, unsubscribe, you piece of shit. No,
It's like that random spurging that always happens. You don't know anything. I hope your mom dies. You suck.
they just have random Tourette's and they can't help themselves.
You finally let your inner bigot out.
Yeah, your troll comments. Oh my goodness, I would never like those.
You said you didn't like Brie Larson. You're a bigot.
You don't like Brie Larson. You literally want me to kill myself. Like, wait, what? How did you
wait? What? How do those two things even correlate?
Did I miss
you not
pages in the script? Because I don't see how you got that.
Do you not realize that Brie Larson saved lives?
You laughed at You laughed at Joe
Brie's
Biden.
lives matter.
You laughed at Joe Biden falling off his bike. You just want me to die, don't you? What?
It's like how do you even make that correlation?
Right?
Sir?
It's like, sir, you want to come by me again? What?
And we're all living with like the consequences of Reagan shutting down all those mental institutions back in the 80s.
Yep, should never have happened.
Well,
someone said make asylums great again. Yes.
Well, we're
It's
dealing
like,
with
we
that.
can't have crazy houses because they beat people in there sometimes. Well, sometimes they probably needed a smack.
Sometimes crazy
You know?
people need beating.
You guys are going to hell. Just letting you guys know that.
I mean, look at what all these crazy
you
people
want
are
you
doing.
want the crazy people to get smacked up and get lobotomized. Now they're stabbing you in the street with a broken mirror. So it's like,
and now they're trying to indoctrinate your kids and make them crazy. So
yep.
Let me
but we're somehow the insane ones, right? Society.
Yeah.
Let me just order some food real quick because I'm
Thanks
I'm
for
trying to have
excluding
sex.
me on that question there, Nate. Thanks.
Oh God!
I want the crazies.
Duncan, you don't get to say so. You're too busy not paying. You're too busy not saving the city. Get back to work.
Well, I'm trying to work on a team. Okay.
I'm trying to get my team together.
It's just two black guys, and the black guy is like, "Hey man, this is the man, the myth, the legend. It's my friend Greg."
It's like what's his face that saw the flyer in Deadpool 2 and just showed up. They just had a random guy join the X-Force. He's
God!
He's like, so what powers do you got? Oh, I ain't got any powers. I just saw the flyer. You're in.
Poor Dopinder.
It's like back in the days where all you needed was a good pair of shoes and you make the basketball team.
All you need is a good-looking costume, and all of a sudden you're a tooth fairy. Good job.
Oh my God! Because there was this one. I can't reveal that yet. I landed a pretty big one-on-one, so that'll happen very soon.
Look at Mr. Big Shot over here.
It's Brie Larson.
Oh, I wish. We're not watching this ever again.
What?
Since you missed it here. There's no better way to end tonight's show the way that we started tonight's show. The good old fashioned Indian street song food.
Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go still do. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, go and do what you do. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Hand of my food. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, bitch, do what you do. Nigga, do what you do. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, wash your hand of my food. Wash your hand of my food. Go ahead, put your foot in my food. Go ahead, put your foot in my food. Nigga, do what you do. Go ahead, cut the food up. Cut the food up. Get real fucking rude, bro. Go ahead, cut the food up. With your foot up. Go ahead, bring the flies up. I don't give a fuck, fried up. Go ahead, bitch, fried up. Cut the flies up. I don't give a fuck, fried up. Yeah, bitch, just a lip tonight and get a flip tonight.
Oh my fucking God, man. Walter said it's Riley that you got as your 1v1, your one-on-one. Oh no.
I'd rather actually talk to homeless retards than talk to that fat.
You'd rather talk to Dick Masterson himself.
He'd rather talk to Mint
he's
Salad.
got he's got the myth, the legend, mint salad.
Yeah. The first question. So when exactly did your father leave your life?
MSK has the thing is, if he was going to interview Mint Salad, MSK would have to talk a lot faster than what he normally does just to try and match her wavelength. Oh shit.
not Michael. Oh my God, what's his name? Walter said, besides Tiny, Toasty, Darnell, Gray, and Nate, who are all great, everybody else on the panel ain't shit. Thank you for narrowing that down, Walter. Thank you for narrowing that down to exactly me.
It's okay, buddy. We accept you for who you are. It's okay.
Go to hell. Yeah, who's this we?
Society's like, you don't speak for me, you little shit.
I support black.
Do I know him?
I support. I support black people. I gave to the EBT Foundation of Love.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that called paying taxes?
Pretty much. Yes.
It's called money laundering.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Joe Biden. Hunter Biden.
Oh, shit.
How do I become a locale?
I don't smoke crack. I smoke.
You just have to be
Parmesan cheese.
You just have to be the most pathetic, unlikable piece of shit you could possibly be, MSK, and there you go.
So merch.
So merch.
So
Maybe
like I said, all you have to do
OnlyFans model. Maybe I'll just do
no. All you have to do to be a locale is just start drinking between like 11 o'clock to like 4 in the morning every single night, begging for money and talk about how much your life sucks.
Take a page from Dr. Disrespect's book, and you're already halfway there.
No, that's how you end up canceled and dead.
But I thought you said you wanted to be a locale. He's a locale now.
I want to be a cow of the lols.
You don't want to be a DSP, my guy. Just no.
Well, how do I become a lol monkey? Because if you're black, won't that make you a lol ape?
I was gonna say something, but I'm not. My thought.
Oh.
I can't say it on this one. We're on Rumble.
Give me 1 sec. I have to message my friend's mom some stuff.
Oh yeah, that's time consuming.
I mean, and remember, I'm obviously messaging inappropriate stuff because that's how my mind teeters to everything.
Wow, that's hot.
That's probably the most truthful thing you've ever said on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask him. What day? Oh, the artist is free tonight. All right. So, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man podcast. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.